There's usually a 4 comes up that.
Welcome to Hearth and Hammer, a family-friendly D&D show. Thank you for joining us. Whether you're doing so live, watching on YouTube, or listening to the podcast, we are so happy to have you with us, and we are excited to share in this adventure with you. So we hope you enjoy it. Tonight, we are on episode 9, and we are very excited. Everyone is here and ready to go. If you missed our last show, by the way, you can see it on YouTube and listen to it on the podcast feed in any of the podcast apps that you listen to. So be sure to subscribe to it there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you can also find our podcast on anchor.fm/Hearth and Hammer. Also, don't forget to catch us every week live on Twitch, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that is twitch.tv/Hearth and Hammer. So, we also are using music and sound effects from Monument Studios. They have an all-in-one bundle that is so good, and it is 100% royalty-free music and sound effects for your D&D campaign or any other tabletop, for that matter. And they put out monthly updates, and we actually got the monthly update for this month today, and it's awesome. I can't wait to use some of it. So, with that, how are you guys doing this evening?
Doing well.
Great.
Well,
Good. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Are you
Excellent.
not live on the Twitch channel?
We are live.
Oh, there it goes. It just popped up.
We are live. We are live. Anything new that we need to know?
I got a new weapon.
Why am I in Lee
hammer.
Swishdale's spot on?
Yeah,
He has my hammer and my spot.
Something
Oh, my.
happened.
He's taking
what you're talking
everything
about.
from you today.
Yeah, I honestly
Jason's-
don't
It
know
makes
what
a great
happened.
punch.
I had
punch
you in the
for
right
Chewie.
place earlier, so let's see. Everyone
It's like
needs
an
to be
elevator.
bumped up.
This is amazing. He's got your spot and your hammer.
Oh, it's messing
gonna
up
fix
on mine
it.
too.
We're gonna
Everybody
fix
moved
it.
around when.
Yeah,
Colin went
everyone moved around. I don't know what happened.
I think Colin turned his video off and then turned it back on.
Oh, yep, that would
Yeah.
be what
That
happened.
was me.
Good job, Colin. Oh,
Wasn't me. Nope.
it was Lee.
But-
So I thought,
Yeah,
said I would
definitely
move
Colin's
Zoom
blame
instead
for
of,
Noah's stuff again, all
Yes,
since high
I
school.
will-
All right.
I will move the zooms.
instead of the videos on the OBSs.
Do what now?
I was going to suggest moving Zoom instead of adjusting OBS.
Oh no, because I'm
it's
already
too late.
adjusting OBS.
Yep. So if you do it, we'll all be messed up. That's okay. Easily fixed.
I got you guys all in the right spot on mine.
No, you don't.
Everyone's in the right spot on mine.
Okay,
Oh,
hey, there we
Pete.
go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to cut that out of the audio. All right, so welcome. Let's get into the recap and get started. So we'll play our little intro first. All right. So last week on Hearth and Hammer, the crew, having completed their quest, were tasked with cleansing the cave of any remaining denizens and traps. After narrowly avoiding a pit filled with shark-infested waters, the group found the remaining lackeys waiting in Stalmast's forge, a pack of kobolds led by a larger one wearing wooden wings and wielding magic. After a brief but eye-opening encounter, the kobolds were defeated, and the party began searching more thoroughly through the lair. And so that is where we pick up this evening. You all have cleared the cavern and can move about it now. You have enough knowledge that you can move about freely without worrying about triggering any traps or anything like that. So with that, what would you like to do? Jeff's mute. Not Jeff.
What time is it currently?
Theoden's muted.
I rolled a 17 for initiative. That's what I did next.
Oh, okay. All right.
What you gonna use without your hammer?
So what
What time of day is it currently?
time of day? It's probably mid-afternoon because you all went and rested and came back and in the kind of mid-morning. So it took you, probably an hour traveling up to the cave and then a couple hours going through it and clearing it and then coming back out.
Hey.
Or not coming back out, but finishing up. So
What I have underlined in my notes as what we need to do next is report back to Watchmaster Bram that we cleared the cave and return the supplies that belong to Hubbard Oak.
That's good.
Okay.
If it's completely clear and everything, and we feel pretty good about heading back without getting into any encounters, then I'm okay with go ahead and heading back. I am currently sitting at like half health. So
I'm at 21.
yeah. But so going into character, and we're talking amidst this new layer. I say we grab a couple of the supplies as evidence of what we're bringing back and that we've cleared it out, and bring those back to Watchmaster Bram. But I say we keep the location of this layer a secret. This is Nima's secret cave where she grabs the guano for explosives. Yes, Lee?
The bounty hunter. Your girlfriend.
Yes.
She knows where it is.
No.
Yes. We
No.
picked her up from here.
Yes, correct. She knows where it is. Incorrect on being my girlfriend.
Hey.
So you're only half right, which is decent. But yes, I think yes, she does. She knows what it is, but we can make sure and keep her quiet. We did save her life. But I still think that it might be good for us to somewhat keep this a secret. Again, the secret may not be out, but we need to make sure and keep it locked down. We will not give anyone the key. Only we will have it. Let's go ahead and grab some of these supplies. Yes. So,
Let's make the cleric
You seem to have
carry him.
misplaced your hammer.
Don't
you
worry,
use it
I got it right over here.
in the kitchen?
It didn't go too far.
How did he leave it? He left it in the kitchen.
He left it just laying there in the kitchen, yeah. I would lose his head if it wasn't screwed on.
Dead and
What are we going to do with you, dwarf?
well, we might. Oh, I know. You leave this hammer around. We might have to find you something else. Okay. So
Alright.
let's see what reward we might be
Okay,
able to
I'm
get.
rolling
And
initiative.
go ahead and grab
Thirden's
as
about to
many
attack
of
the
these-
entire party.
Let's go ahead and grab
odds.
whatever supplies we can muster
Hey.
and bring those back, and let him know that we'd love to be able to bring these supplies back to their rightful owners as we head into town. That way, the town might know who saved them. I think Theoden's all on board for receiving the glory and the recognition. I wouldn't mind it either. I mean, we've done a lot here
Ale
for
and
this town.
mead for the win, victors.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab some supplies, see what we can carry. I'll supervise you guys carrying these supplies. They're right over here. If you guys can pick those up, and I'll make sure that you guys are doing well as we travel down out of the mountain. Again, not carrying any supplies, but supervising, making sure that everyone's okay. Don't want anyone to slip and fall down.
Hey.
Sure. Your thoughtfulness is
Yes.
appreciated.
Hey.
Yeah,
Since he's not carrying any supplies, perhaps he could hold off our packs.
I
I
feel
take
like
off my
that is
pack
fair.
and hand it to him.
Yeah. Well, we
As-
may not
as do
have
I.
to carry the pack. We might be able to leave some of these things here.
I would rather keep it
No,
with us.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I'm not sure we carry all of these things.
No, you've got it. And
Sounds
throw
like
mud
you
right
need
on
a
top.
strong back.
We might be able to leave them here. We can come back.
Do you think we could do all of that? And do you think we could go back to town, get some wagons, return, pack everything up, and take it within about an hour?
Hey.
We could. I
If we
think
can
the
do it
bot's
within an
doing
hour,
fine,
then
though.
I can greatly help because I should be able to transform into a warhorse, perhaps.
You can
Hey,
transform.
Case.
That is
What?
useful, yes.
I just
In
thought
which
you had the
case-
wee little fire puppy.
Yeah, you'll never pay attention. You never. You know, I just
Aye.
leave surprises to be found.
I'm too busy blocking errors for you.
Brilliant. Well,
Right,
what if you go ahead and turn into one, and then we can
And we just
throw
throw
some
stuff on you. Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking you're going to put the entire cavern's worth of stuff on my
I
back?
know, we're just
on
taking a
me
little
without
bit.
a wagon.
We're just taking a little bit.
Yeah.
If we're just
can I
taking
take
a
all
little
of
bit,
it.
then you might as well carry it.
Can I look around? Do we have
I-
a wagon
I
somewhere
agree.
around here, or like in the entrance of the cave?
Aren't we just bringing
You
it up
did
to show
not
we have
see. You did not see a wagon in the cave. It was a pretty, not narrow path, but it wasn't like a path going behind the waterfall that was big enough for like wagons. Like maybe in that kind of grassy area outside where you had left Scrit originally, like just before the waterfall. But
Scrit.
You mean where I paid to have him executed? Aye.
Right.
Just have a quick moment of silence for Scrit.
Hey,
Okay,
let's
thank
keep
you.
going.
Thank you.
How dare you interrupt?
somebody clip that. All right.
Okay,
So
we head back to Watchmaster Bram with some supplies
heading
in
back
hand.
to Watchmaster Bram easily enough, you can now safely walk back through the lair. Just in case you forgot, you found not only the lever for the steam room trap, but also the trap for the shark tank or the shark room and the activating the crossbow room. In with the rest of the forge stuff there, so you're able to walk through easily enough and make your way back down to down the mountain to Hupperduke, and you're heading directly to Watchmaster Bram.
Hey,
And what did you guys grab? Just like describe what you grabbed from the supplies.
A half-empty potato sack with a Hupperduke logo on it.
Okay.
A couple of
hey, couple of crates with the
bags of
army's
rice.
insignias on it.
Okay.
Yeah, one big crate with a couple of like spoons and assorted silverware that Theoden could be carried in.
Okay.
We don't know if the clinking's from the silverware from his armory as he's walking.
Or
up
from
and
whatever's jingling around inside his head.
Okay, so easily enough, you make your way down to Hupperduke, re-enter the city, and make your way down to the barracks where Watchmaster Bram is waiting for you. He is at his desk today, so when you are escorted into the barracks, he's already there. You don't have to wait for him, and he sees the supplies that you have and is immediately, has a grin on his face. He's like, "Oh, that's fantastic! That is so good to see those supplies." I assume, I take it then you've cleared out the remains of the lair.
Yes, the heroes of
Aye.
Hupperduke have arrived with the supplies.
The
Not only have we
heroes
cleared out the
Heroes of Hupperduke. It's yes. Okay,
accurate
continue.
and true. We have not only cleared out, but we've also brought the first and evidence of the supplies that have been stolen from Hupperduke, and we will gladly return them to the
That
rightful
is
owners.
very, very good, very good.
Aye.
And I have already arranged a couple of wagons and some drivers to go with you up there to bring back the rest of the supplies. So whenever you're ready to leave, we can have them go up there and load it all and bring it back.
Hey,
Would it be possible for us to just take them ourselves?
Um,
It's not too much.
to take
too much
the-
trouble.
to escort
well-
the drivers yourselves. I mean, we don't
No,
have
we'll
to
just
send
we'll
any
just
soldiers.
drive. We don't even need the driver, because if we take the drivers, then we have to worry about protecting someone, which may not go well. Whereas if we just drive the wagons ourselves, we don't have
It's
to worry
quite-
about it.
Indeed, yes.
There's wolves there. We got attacked by
Aye,
wolves on the
the
way there at one
druid.
point.
the druid
I mean,
speaks
if
the
you're
truth.
worried about the drivers, I mean they are aware of some risk in the woods and on the path up
Aye.
there. But if
Aye,
there's
we'll
some
take
other
it from
reason,
here.
I'm sure they are aware of the risks, but still, we would just not feel right if anything did happen to them. We, being the heroes of Huppaduke, know that we are more than capable of handling ourselves, but
Hey.
we don't want to risk anyone else, and we're more than capable
Roll.
of driving the horses up there.
Jace, roll a deception check
Deception.
with advantage because the group is there with you.
Okay, all right. That would be a nat 20. So
All
22.
right. All
I
right.
don't
So
know
you know
if that's
what?
gonna be high enough.
He takes it. He says, all right, fair enough. I appreciate your generosity. So I will have the wagons here. They are a couple of horses to carry it up, and then you can bring back the supplies. Once it is all brought back, then we'll have a little bit more of a reward for you for that. Feel it's only fair, and then we can discuss terms for the cavern itself. We've made some arrangements, and I think you'll find it to your liking. So,
Hey.
Yes.
Hey,
very
it
much.
saves you halfling from having to turn into the old fiery war horse.
Hey, no, we've already got horses that don't have to do it.
Hey.
Fantastic.
I still
don't
kind of want to
know.
see it.
Yeah.
No, we'll save it for later.
Hey, cleric, put your head right down next to this hoof real quick.
Oh, look what I found down here. There was a hammer. You
You
must have
keep
dropped this,
thirding.
Durden. You
Thirding, you
really
keep
better hold
leaving-
on to this being your great-grandpappy's hammer and all. You
You
shouldn't
keep
just leave it down there
leaving
by
your
the horses.
hammer.
It's not a magic hammer. It seems to be just appearing in places.
It does. I think he just lays it down. I don't really know. Anyway, let's make our way back to the cave.
okay. Easily enough, you're able to. It takes you probably the remainder of the afternoon and into evening, a little bit to travel up there and load up the wagons. And are you going to do that and come right back? What's the plan here?
I'd like to tell of my tales and glory and celebrate at the Hearth and Hammer. Grab me some meat and
It's still. I mean,
Hey!
like you could probably go and get it loaded and come back and be not too late for the evening festivities. I mean, they do work 10-hour days in Huppaduke, so.
Yes.
okay, so we'll go load it back and then head back to Watchmaster Bram for that proper reward that he was talking about.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So you guys head up easily enough. It takes you, like I said, the remainder of the day to load it up, and you're able to get it all up into the 2 wagons. It does fill both of the wagons quite a bit, and you're able to, but you're able to get it all in there. And on your way back, it's a little slower going, trying to, lead the horses without the carts just, rolling down the hill, as it were. But you make it down as dusk is settling in, and most of the city is making their way up the lifts from the lower portions to their various inns and taverns, and beginning the revelry. You're already seeing, singing and shouting and laughing as it goes on, and you see, fireworks going off in the sky because it's a weekly occurrence in Huppaduke. So you make your way back to Watchmaster Bram, and he's not there immediately, so it takes him a little bit to get there, but he comes out, and you see he's kind of in a state of like casual. He doesn't have his uniform on anymore. He's probably been off duty for a little bit, but he comes back nonetheless and says, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing these supplies back. This is going to mean a lot. This is going to mean a lot to the citizens of Huppaduke. Also, it'll help me a lot to be able to alleviate their fears of not having to worry about things being stolen anymore. So, at least not more than normal, I should say. Things go missing on occasion here in Huppaduke.
You can always
but yes.
count on the heroes of Huppaduke.
Yes, you keep saying that, and while we definitely appreciate your service, I don't quite know if anyone really knows about it yet. So
After tonight,
yet.
we'll change
besides
that.
ourselves,
I
Besides
Bard.
ourselves.
After
Yet.
tonight, that will
I was
change.
afraid you were going to say that. But regardless, before you begin spreading your own tale,
You mean the truth? That's what
I
you
did want to
call
talk
it
to
there,
you about.
Watchmaster.
I did want to talk to you about the lair that Stallmast had up there. Seeing as that it is up in the mountains a little ways, and from your descriptions also kind of a precarious position. I don't have any reason to try to keep a guard up there or anything myself. We have a very small garrison of actual troops. The rest are all volunteers, such as yourselves. Volunteers or, militia, if you will. But seeing as that you are new in town...
Mercenaries for hire.
Sure.
Yes.
Seeing as that you are new in town, I feel like typically we do have to give sponsorship, if you will, before just giving out parcels or anything of this kind of magnitude, because it is what you've described as a kind of a large layer. And so what we've come up with is that you all, if you are interested, may take over ownership of that with sponsorship from someone here local. I did speak with your current landlords over at the Hearth and Hammer, Wiltix and Brackle, and they vouched for your generosity and for you've behaved yourselves while in town.
Mostly.
And they have agreed to be your sponsors for now. So if you are interested, you will be allowed to take possession of the caves, but you will report to them, as it were, as a sponsor, and definitely do so this evening to confirm that you did, in fact, take this, accept this offer. To be clear, the terms are that you'll take ownership of the cave to be fully vested and signed over once you've earned your sponsorship. You'll receive, I believe they have some other arrangements with, I think someone else Nima Sinred, in fact. So
Yes.
I'll let them, I believe they have it written up for you, so make sure you see them. But
All right.
for bringing back these supplies, I do have an extra 150 gold pieces for you.
That's very
Each.
generous.
Wow, very generous.
Not each. You keep trying to throw it in there.
Aye, that's what I heard,
Oh.
that Bard.
How much is
I'm
that?
so sorry. I misheard.
I don't think you
Okay.
did, Bard, but good try.
You mean roll a perception check or persuasion check? I understand.
How much
So
was it total?
150, so it's 30
30 each.
apiece.
All right.
Aye,
So
That's very generous of you. Thank you.
check
Say
in.
30 apiece?
Yes,
30 each.
30
150
gold
divided by 5.
each. So 150 gold.
Okay.
Divided by
I was
5.
doing it backwards.
So check in with Brackle over at the Hearth and Hammer, and he will, confirm your sponsorship and give you a little bit more information. If there is any other issues with the cave, or you do see any other evidences, please report it to me, and we will take such action as we need. But we don't want to make sure that the dynasty gets another foothold in Hupperduke. So we wanted the cave to be occupied. I just don't have the manpower to do it myself.
Aye, very well.
You can completely trust the heroes of Huppaduke.
The heroes of
to make sure that
Hupperduke.
they're not able to grow.
Jace, you
Oh.
seem to have misplaced your cat.
Oh, Chewie,
You've got.
you look mighty different.
that-
What are you doing over there?
Aye,
Is that,
aye.
Oh, Oh, okay. He came back. I
you
don't
know what cures allergies there,
happened.
Bard? What cures allergies is good mead.
Yes.
That's what me grandpappy always used to say.
True, but my pocket's getting quite heavy with all this gold. We might need to do a little bit of shopping before.
From what
we-
I
before
hear
we
there,
go and
Bard, is
celebrate.
the first round's on you.
No.
Let us
I'm
tale
going
of
to
your
buy-
tales and here let the mead run rampant.
Yeah, those are great
What
words.
he said.
Watchmaster.
Okay.
I was
Yes.
wondering, we do have some other supplies up at the cave that we may not necessarily need. Could we borrow one of the horses and wagons for just one more night or day?
I believe if are you returning there this evening, or are you staying in the Hearth and Hammer still? I believe I had heard that you had paid up for the remainder of the week.
Look at everybody else.
I mean, we did pay for rooms.
Uh,
Perhaps we can just pick
to be
up
honest,
the wagon
I'm
tomorrow.
quite tired from all the supervising I was doing of you guys carrying the supplies.
Yes, you worked very hard, I could tell.
And after we go and celebrate at the Hearth and Hammer, I'd rather just go ahead and stay at the Hearth and Hammer this evening.
I
But
agree.
we have our own
I might
horse.
not be able to
We
walk.
just need a wagon. Yes.
I
we
mean,
have our own
it
horse,
will
we
definitely
would
be
just
easier
need a
for me
wagon.
to loan you the wagon. As a horse, owners would definitely want them put away for the evening. But if you don't choose to use your own means, you could probably talk to one of the local people who run the stalls for the horses around here and arrange for one
We just
tomorrow.
need the wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the wagon. We'll pick it up on our
Thank you,
way back.
Watchmaster Blam.
Aye.
Well, I am off for the day. It is already into the evening, and
Yes.
you make sure you check in with Brack over at the Hearth and
Awesome.
Hammer.
Will we see you
Aye.
at the
You
Hearth
should
and Hammer
meet us
after
at the
this?
Hearth and Hammer.
No,
We'd love
no,
for you
it's-
to buy us a beer.
I'm heading home
Aye.
and then
Mead,
going
mead.
to my own normal places. But thank you.
Aye.
All right.
And he actually goes ahead of you and walks out on his way out for the
Aye,
evening.
let's go. I believe, Bard, you're wanting to maybe catch some shops before they close? Anything particular in mind? Bard?
Oh yes.
All those shops would be closed at this point.
Okay, there you go.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
then
it is
maybe not.
after dusk, and like you said, after dusk everything just kind of shuts down. Besides the taverns and such that are here in Hupperduke's upper portion of the city,
Well,
and
then
the
let
few that are in the
mead
lower as well.
know.
Let's head to the taverns.
Okay, so you head over to the Hearth and Hammer, and you're greeted as you approach by the welcome sight of the Hearth and Hammer, the ungangly combination of tinker shop and tavern. And you hear not only from the Hearth and Hammer, but from other nearby inns and taverns, the evening's festivities have gotten underway and are in full swing. But you walk in, and it's a normal, bustling night, and you see Brack moving amongst the tables and laughing heartily as he hands out food and drinks and just going about his normal evening routine. So,
Hey, why don't you make a commotion and introduce us there, Bard? Let these people know who be among them.
I clear my throat.
And as he does this, I go and sit down at a table, kind of.
Oh, so you're not
away
part
from
of the
everyone else.
group? You're not part of the group, Cleric?
there is
I don't need so much attention.
there is
yes,
music
good
over in the
call, Jason.
corner going on presently,
Hey.
like as per usual.
Let us go ahead and first order our meals, our beverages, and then we will make our presence known, if you will, Theoden.
Aye. Aye, a few pints of ale and I'll make me presence known.
So soon enough, Brackle catches your eye, or you see him notice you and start making his way over. And he has a grin on his face and says, "Oh, it's good to see you. It's another bustling evening, but I've been expecting you."
Ah, yes. Did you hear? We're the heroes of Hupperduke.
Well, I
Hey,
heard some such tale of your service, and for that I am deeply grateful. However, I do know that you have a contract from Watchmaster Bram for the cave that you all cleared out. Is that something that you all have accepted the offer?
Yes, we have.
Perfect. He claps, and he turns around and goes over to his kind of the desk at the front there, and he leans over and he hollers for one of his other people to help a patron as you all follow him over there, and says, Perfect. Okay, well, here we go. Here are the terms. And he rolls out this little parchment that you see, very official looking. It says, you will take ownership of the cave. It will be fully vested and signed over once you've earned your sponsorship, which will be just a matter of months of service, not causing any trouble within Hupperduke. Mostly it's at the discretion of Watchmaster Bram as far as how long, but it's pretty standard. You will receive a modest discount from as your sponsor. Excuse me. Let me back up. As your sponsor, Wiltix and I, we do recognize that you are a capable group, and it is never hurts
Some of
to
us.
have a group of strong adventurers in your employ, and so. And so there are, from time to time, there may be some things that we would love to hire you out on. Some certain jobs, certain things that we need taken care of, and we'd be happy to provide payment for those services. In the meantime, we would offer you a modest discount on items here at the Hearth Hammer, as well as members of other member shops of the guild that we are part of.
Oh,
guild?
that's quite nice. You hear that? The
Yes.
heroes of Hupperduke have a sponsor.
Is
The
this
heroes of
Yes.
Hupperduke.
is this
I
guild
love the way-
solely found in Hupperduke, or is it a guild?
Oh yes, it's they're we have some traveling merchants throughout the Dwendalian Empire, but for the most part, the guild is local here. So, but like I said, you'll receive a modest discount. One other thing, I believe you all are familiar with Nima Simmerid.
Aye.
Yes,
we are.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well,
We saved her.
we do know her, and we are familiar that the said lair was a particular location of hers for gathering resources. And in order to respect her wishes of keeping that private, we have contracted her to be the sole harvester of the materials that are gathered in the cave there. So, with that, she has agreed to pay approximately 10 gold a week as payment for sole rights, if you will, to gathering those materials. So
Aye.
you will have a modest income there,
Yes.
which should be useful because we would also suggest to you all that it would probably be wise to. Well, I do understand if you want to keep your affairs private. It would probably be best to have possibly a couple of hired guards that you might trust. And then if there's any staff or any renovations, I understand it was a lair full of kobolds, nasty, smelly creatures. Then you may
Dwarf,
want to
but-
do that too. So.
Aye,
And-
Halfling, let's not get to talking about who
And we
stinks.
can.
We'll
didn't
talk
say
with
I
you
didn't.
about those renovations.
We can suggest some guild members who are trustworthy and would be skilled in what you might be wanting to be done.
I see. All right.
I like the sounds of this guild already.
Yeah. And so we're officially sponsored by Hearth Hammer, and I prestidigitate that H&H logo that says Hearth Hammer underneath it onto my armor.
And he goes, oh, that's clever, Bard. I do appreciate it. I might have to do something like that one day. And so he just goes, he just laughs. And he says, well, here is the document. And just so that you know, we would be happy to continue having you stay here, especially if there's any renovations that you need to make. Obviously, you are paid up through the end of the week. And that should give you plenty of time to maybe talk to some of the guild craftsmen if you need any work done. And also look for suitable guards. So
Innkeep, I agree. I say in the morning we can carry on that venture. Tonight is for mead and tales of glory.
Oh, I bet you have quite a few there. So we'll happily have both ready for you if you want to take a seat. And then whenever, if you want to tell the tale of the defeat of the Stallmast, then you have the attention of the room when you're ready.
Aye, gentlemen, the first round's on me.
All right.
Oh.
So with that, he goes and starts, going back to the kitchen and getting things for other guests as you take a seat.
Bard, just make sure when you sing the tales, you tell of the glorious smite that crushed his suit.
Of course. With that hammer, where was that?
Hey,
Hammer.
dwarf! You left your hammer over here.
Oh my goodness!
What happened?
How can I tell of the
You
tale
really
of the
must.
great divine smite that destroyed Starmouse? You can't even.
You know what? I'll hold on
Keep
to it
track.
for you. It's,
Okay, that's probably good.
you know what? That's all right.
Jeez.
I'll keep up with it. Don't worry. Maybe we get into a scuffle. I'll take a swing with it as well.
I might have to put a blinding spell over myself next time I swing. Maybe hit the cleric.
Describe the area where the music's coming from. So we're at a table.
So whenever
there's
you
some music
come
and a
into the
band
Hearth and
somewhere.
Hammer, yes. So whenever you walk into the tavern side of the Hearth and Hammer, it opens up kind of, like I said, it's on the left-hand side if you're looking straight on. And it's kind of opens up in a large kind of quarter circular room. And there is a lot of tables and stuff like that throughout the room. And in the far corner, basically opposite end of the room from the door, there in the corner there is another kind of like semicircular stage, kind of like a corner stage. Not the biggest stage, mind you, but enough for maybe two or three people up there. Like currently there's a couple of musicians up there playing standard fare. So.
Hey.
I think it's time we tell of our tale, Theoden, but we need
Aye!
some sort of way to gather everyone's attention.
You could just have the old cleric throw that flashy cloak of his. It wasn't good for anything else.
I could.
To create
Just
the
out of
sparks
curiosity,
and
do I
bring the
get the option
attention.
to deafen anyone I want, so they may not be able to hear the tales? Just out of curiosity. Again.
I lived them, cleric. I don't need to hear them again.
So you guys
so
are
yes.
in a seat somewhere out there.
Do I?
So you guys are at a table somewhere, kind of in the middle of the room, maybe just a row or two away from the stage at the moment.
I think we let the. I think we're gonna go ahead and let the bard kind of, talk up the room, and he's gonna drum up the air. That's his forte. Make some friends and get them prepped.
Theoden, when I give you the cue, I'm going to clear the table off a little bit. When I give you the cue, I'm going to run at you, put one foot onto your chest, and lift and throw me as high as you can. And I'll land on the table. To tell
while it's a decent-sized tavern, the ceiling isn't super high.
I only throw with half.
Please
my
overshoot
strength.
the strength check. Please overshoot the strength check.
I'll only throw with half my strength.
How tall are we talking here? Are we talking like it's a 10-foot ceiling?
It's probably it might be closer to 12, but it's.
I can do this.
Okay.
I can.
That's too low.
No. Listen here, Bard.
There's a big. Yeah, it's a gnomish
Bard.
town. These are considered
That's a good
lofty
point.
vaulted
Marty.
ceilings here.
Bard, I will help accelerate.
I'm
your
already
flip
halfway there
on-
at 6 foot.
I
so
will
it'd be more of a
flip you
backflip.
into a spin. I will accelerate your spin to make it all that much more dazzling.
Right, you've convinced me. Let's try this. I've had a few cups of
let the
mead.
mead flow.
Yes.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's start
let me know when
rowing.
I'm in the air. Yes.
Okay. You are going to start with a dexterity check.
Perfect. I like it.
All
Just
right.
not acrobatics, just raw dexterity. You're
Just
saying,
raw dexterity, because at this point you're trying to back up, and you're trying to get like a few steps running start, and you're in a busy tavern, like with all these
Yeah.
circular tables and
Yeah.
booths in the corner, kind of thing. So there's not like a lot of room. It's a pretty busy evening, as most are. So just a good dexterity check. Make sure you don't run into somebody's chair or a passing server. So
And you're saying just raw. There's not advantage here. Got it. Okay, here we go.
I'll give you
Had
advantage.
a few, it could have been disadvantage. I wouldn't ask for much.
He said he'll give you an advantage.
I'll give you
Oh,
advantage.
he will. He will. Okay. There we go. 18.
Okay.
Okay, so 18. So you are able to take a step back up. Say, "Oh, excuse me, pardon. Go ahead and scoot your chair in just a little bit for a moment." Yes, you're about to witness, something, and so you get a little bit of a room, and you take a few steps running, start, and Theoden, make a athletics check.
Yes.
Okay, because you are, you are there with your hands out, ready to throw him. What is it?
25.
I have a +6 and I rolled a 19.
All right, so
25.
No. That's not how hard I threw him.
no,
That was
it wasn't a
that was
straight
an
strength
athletics
check. It was
right.
athletics.
So
So
I'm essentially being able to coordinate my strength.
Yes.
In a very
absolutely,
controlled manner.
he gets down and he interlocks his fingers like in to the perfect foot brace, and you jump into his hands, and he does the kind of turn and throw to spin, and now make a acrobatics check with advantage because he had such a high roll.
Yeah. Okay, first roll was a 25.
Yeah.
Second roll was a 23.
What are these
Okay.
rolls today?
So
Got so many bonuses. It doesn't
So-
even matter.
with that, the patrons nearby see Rowan take 3 good steps, and then they see this paladin just interlock his fingers and launch him not straight up into the air, but into kind of a pirouetting spin as Rowan rises up almost to the ceiling. It's so close, but he expertly does a spin and kind of a tumble in the air and lands on the table and instantly gets the attention of the surrounding people. The musicians see someone fly up in the air and stop suddenly, and Rowan has their attention, and he says,
And as I land, I want to prestidigitate sparks
Okay,
for an
all
illusory
right.
effect, just
Very
for
nice.
added flair. Hello, we are the heroes of Happaduke, and let me share the tale of how we saved this fair town. You might have heard of Stallmast, the name that murmurs, but did you know he was planning to destroy this town?
and as you
Yes.
begin, the musicians take a cue, and they start to play like a slow little canter that's starting to gain energy as you tell the story. It's building to quite a show. Roll a performance check with advantage.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, first one, 17. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I'm going to go with the 21 for this performance.
Okay, so with that, you continue your story, and the crowd is excitedly viewing. They're hanging on every word. And continue the
Keep
story there. so.
telling the story.
Well, just go just a little bit more there.
Hey.
Yes, as Stallmast. Yes, Thurden. You just agreeing?
Hey. I just make
say
sure you know to who crushed the old Stallmast there, Bob.
Yes, I'm getting to that.
With the hammer.
So-
Tell him with the hammer.
Stallmast managed to enlist the help of the kobolds. Yes, that's
Ooh,
right.
You hear this? Oh,
He had a
kobolds,
lair
those
full
horrible creatures.
of a small army of kobolds. And as your heroes of Happaduke pushed through the lair, we defeated them left and right as we slowly headed into Stallmast's secret chamber. And he stepped into a massive mech suit as we began our battle.
You hear murmurs of
Again,
some,
luckily,
again, you have all these gnomes and dwarves who are very familiar with Stallmast and the kinds of clockwork things that go on. So like, oh yeah, Mexico. Okay, very good, very good. So, and as you
but a solo
weave,
mech suit was no match for the heroes of Happaduke.
absolutely, as you weave your tale for the better part of the next, half an hour, the music from the musicians, they're taking cues from you, and they're getting faster and more energetic as you get to the battle, and you with a crescendo as Theoden smites Stallmast in the story, and then as you
For story's sake, I let Theoden yell in his deepest voice the war cry that is divine.
Yes.
Smite.
Divine smite.
Yes, actually, absolutely, and they as that happens and Stallmast is defeated, the the musicians in the corner, they just go into their full blown revelry, and they're playing, and it's just like cheers all around, and it's just a raucous party scene there as your story comes to its end, and there's cheers for the heroes, kind of thing, and they're drinking to your health and everything, and it's just a celebration for you that you haven't had, maybe not ever, but definitely not that you've seen in Happaduke here before, but at the same time, you also get the sense that this sort of, they work hard during the day and they love to celebrate at night, and any excuse to have an even bigger celebration, they take. And so they are, like I said, your story finished, and they just continue on and just, continue with their celebration. With that, do you sit down? Do you continue to do anything else? It kind of looks like they've all kind of gone back to their group.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that throughout the story, I definitely share the highlights of each of the team members, even like in the moment where, and your faithful bard was knocked unconscious or nearly on death's door, but yet the cleric was there, and definitely highlight each of the members as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Even
absolutely.
Pete, Flame Keeper, he may be small, but he packs quite a punch and those things.
On fire.
And
talks about
he lights his hands on fire. Roll a performance check, Colin.
Oh no. Do I give him his help action as I highlight him as
you could give him you can give him advantage on it.
First one was a natural 20. I do not believe.
Oh my gosh.
The second one was an 18.
Okay. So the patrons look over at you and your burst of fire from your hands as you're like, yeah, kind of thing. At first they're like, oh. And they're like, yeah, they're cheering for the druid, and they're saying, they're there's like, all sorts of drinks and food flying everywhere as they're just like banging the tables and raising their glasses, and and you have to, they're very excited for you as well, because they're a whole, over half of them are clearly gnomes, and so, it's like 3 cheers for the small one, kind of thing.
The small one.
Yeah, they're excited.
The mini man.
They're excited and continuing on, but they cheer each of you with such, gusto and excitement, and like I said, you come to the end as Stallmaster is defeated, and they cheer and huzzah, and then they sit down and they kind of go back to like, oh, okay, I need some more food, kind of thing. Like not quite died down to where they level before, but it definitely just kind of they kind of take it as like, okay, that's the end of the story. Let's continue with our our evening. And so you have told the tale of Stallmast's defeat and successfully made yourselves known in the Hearth and Hammer, at least, and you're pretty sure that word of the party will spread after this tale
of the heroes of Hupperduke. The story
the name didn't quite catch on, but the
name shall catch on.
You hear somebody in the back being like, you should pick a better name.
We like the
and
alliteration.
the intoxicated dwarf punches that one in the face.
Yeah, he's roll an intelligence check
Oh, come on.
with disadvantage because you've been enjoying yourself.
Yeah, man, I'm already at 10. What more do you want from me? Oh, the first one was an 18. The other one was a 10.
All right, so you say, who said that? And you turn to clobber somebody, and you have no idea if it was the right person.
And
or
I
not.
accidentally punched the cleric in the face.
But the people around him think it's hilarious, so there's no harm, no foul,
Hey, sorry there, Jace. Didn't mean to hit you.
I do kind of agree, though.
Hey, you've had too much to drink. I'm over here. I'll hold on to your hammer, though. You don't want to hurt somebody in that state you're in right now.
I do agree, though. He's got a point. We need to have some sort of some sort of name and then following titles like Heroes of Hupperduke, Slayers of Kobolds, those kinds of things, so that when people tell our story, it continues.
Savior of Skrit.
Searchers of Skrit.
Yes.
Killers
I like
of
it.
clerics.
Wait a minute.
I mean,
There's a ring to it.
Since I know performance and that we've hurrahed the people and everything, I kind of sit back down and kind of enjoy the rest of my night with.
Perfect.
as we just
Party.
talk amongst each other.
The
and-
party does get several
sure.
free rounds tossed their way from thankful patrons for a great story, and And if they're not necessarily like, oh, thank you for saving us. They're just like, oh, that's a fantastic story, and you guys are fantastic, and we love you.
Are they
and
not?
So, they were already pretty energetic with their entertainment before you came, and you just brought them up to that next level. So, but you never, it's just still the evening, so you've got the next day to see if anyone remembers. So, but yeah, so you finish the night, and Brackle comes around later and laughs as he's handing you drinks from other appreciative patrons, and says, "Oh, thank you. You guys have given us a good night. So, we'll definitely be appreciative. And if there's anything you need before the evening's out or in the morning, you let me know. All right."
Aye.
So with that, he goes
Yes.
about finishing up for the evening. And is there anything else you want to do this evening before you eventually make your way to your quarters?
Hey, I think, believe it or not, I'm gonna go ahead and take off a little early tonight, there, gentlemen.
I actually believe I'll
Yes.
do the same.
Nah, cleric, just sit on down here. You should enjoy a little bit of your victory.
My
I'm
enjoyment
gonna
has been
scurry off.
had.
I'm gonna scurry off to my room.
He is
Okay.
acting peculiar, yes. Anyway, I will go ahead and head to my room.
Okay. All right. Anybody need to do anything else before you turn in for the night?
Yes, I'm going to look through my notes. Wiltix. Is Wiltix still over tinkering? Or...
His shop is closed up for the night. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's after dusk. Pretty much everything shuts down in the town. Besides, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I roll a perception check of kind of the room to see if I had noticed anyone possibly with a gun of some sorts or something that might resemble the direction of where I might be able to find a gun?
I mean, you could roll a perception with disadvantage, because everyone here, for the most part, I mean, there's a few soldiers here and there. They definitely look like they're off duty. You see lots of workers, most of them gnomes, but there's still probably a good third of them that are dwarves and humans and a few others. But you don't see anyone in even in as much attire as you guys. You guys have come in from the road and are more geared than most of the people in here. Because, like I said, it's end of the night, kind of thing. End of a long work day. So, but go. I mean, you can go ahead and roll, and we'll see what you see.
I got a 9 with disadvantage.
Okay. You don't see anything particularly. Lee, what would you need to do?
So I'm going to go ahead and head back up to my room, and I'm going to pull out Stallmaster's notes and start looking through them and see if there's anything in particular that catches my eye. And I've sent you some things I'm looking for in the Discord chat.
Okay.
But I'm just going to kind of study those for the night, since I'll only need 4 hours of actual rest.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, let's see. I'll take a look at that at the break here. And let you know if there's anything that you need to do about it tonight. But probably not for the moment. So
Okay.
Okay. So as far as that goes, is there anyone else? Let's see, Pete and Rowan. I think you guys are the last ones left at the table.
I'm good for just hanging out and then go to bed.
Okay. So you kind of hang around a little bit, finish what you got, and go upstairs. Okay.
I do the same, and I believe half elves have like that same 4-hour rest thing. I can double check that just to make sure. But I would like to
I don't
kind
believe
of take
so.
another look at that dark. Okay. Well,
But you can still go up and take a look at
that
something,
dark
yeah.
steel. Yeah,
Okay.
the dark steel short sword that I had. It's
Sure.
just kind of. I know I'm going to be asking someone later about it, but if I can do some, I guess, investigation or. I guess an Arcana check I might do on this sword.
Okay. Yeah. Roll an Arcana check.
It's a 16.
Okay.
17. Sorry.
With your limited spellcasting knowledge, you can discern that it is definitely a magical blade of some kind. But that's about the extent of it.
There you
So.
go.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's if that's it, then you all in the evening, and Theoden, unfortunately, you were never brought any. No one was ever brought anything.
Yeah,
You guys
I got
were
you.
pretty much covered by the the patrons who were, buying you rounds and everything. So you didn't really have much in that way. But you get a full night's rest. So you can mark off a full rest.
All right.
Shopping in the morning, I.
Also means that the cleric and I can change our spells if we wish.
Yep. If you need to change your spells, you
Same.
may do that.
Okay.
This is somewhat of a tech issue because I did long rest and it reset my max health to 3 less than what it normally was.
Sounds about right.
Oh,
It
actually,
lowered my
mine
health.
just did the same.
Okay.
Yep.
If you
I
need
didn't.
to, did you add temporary hit points for anything, or did you just?
No, I'm gonna.
I would say we can take a break here in just a minute, or we can go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and you guys can take a look at that
Okay.
while we do that, and that way we'll go into the next. So
Anyone else's do that?
I think they all do.
Mine worked.
No,
Mine
mine's stayed at
worked.
36. Yeah, mine's fine.
Yeah, mine stayed at 30.
okay,
Must be
Yeah,
nice.
I mean,
we'll
I'll
take a look at it
33
here.
if y'all
So
want me to.
we will go to a break. So
Okay.
stay tuned, and we will be back in just about 5 minutes or so.
Oh,
Zero
you mean-
negative.
All right,
one.
we are back, and we are excited to continue our adventure. All right, so the party has gotten their long rest. We got our technical difficulties out of the way, and you all wake refreshed late in the morning, since you are not part of the workforce that has already gotten up and gone on. And let's see, something was turned off that was not supposed to be turned off. Okay. So you all wake up refreshed. You come downstairs. Anybody getting up early? Anybody doing anything?
Yeah,
First
I
thing.
would have gotten up a little early to go have a prayer time and stuff before.
Okay. Easy enough.
I'd-
Easy enough.
Like to wake up and go wait for Theoden down in the tavern.
Okay. Jace, were you trying to leave and find someplace quiet to do it? Were you wanting to find like a temple nearby? What were you wanting to do?
Yeah, I would just get up and go find somewhere quiet, preferably outside in nature.
Okay, easy enough. So you have gone and gotten out to be alone for a little bit. And Lee has come downstairs and is waiting as he gets breakfast from the server that's down there. Anybody else?
I'm gonna go ahead and get up. I'm gonna come down for breakfast. My belly's grumbling. I went to sleep a little early and didn't have fourth dinner.
I
Okay.
can say I was awake enough to see Jace go and do prayer. I'm just kind of wondering why he's up so early and chipper about whatever he's heading off to do. My character's not a morning person.
I got a quick question there, Seth, before out of character. The statue that I found, the stone statue
Yes.
of a dwarf, is that a fixed? That thing is worth 5G, or is that just my knowledge of it being a basic statue? Is what it is?
I mean, it's covered in gold. I mean, you could tell from your knowledge that it would be about, worth about. I mean, it's made of stone, but you can tell it's also got gold, like kind of laid in around it. It's
Okay.
probably about 5 gold. So
Okay, I'm just wondering because I was looking at my abilities, and having stone cutting allows me to make an intelligence check related to the origin. Of
yeah, I
stonework.
think between
I just want to
that
make sure there was
and-
nothing extra I need to be looking for on that.
yeah, no, you would be able to know from that. So
Okay, all right.
okay. So you come downstairs and you see Lee there.
Hi,
already
hi,
down there.
monk. How are you this morning?
So, you've done some blacksmithing in the past, correct?
Aye, me have. My pappy taught me well how to swing the old smithy hammer.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out some of the plans and just put them out and talk to him about. Do you think that over some extended period of time we might be able to craft some of these?
I could probably make the rough metal objects. A little bit of the tinkering work, though. We might need a little bit of outside help, but I could definitely smith anything out of metal you need there.
Okay, sounds like a plan then.
Do I hear this? Am I close enough to hear this?
Why is it that every
have
time
you-
I come
have
down
you
here,
come
you just start
downstairs?
having conversations? No one says hi to me. I'm just over here having my breakfast.
Hey,
my
I
God.
figured the
Morning, you two.
halfling, I figured you were already on second breakfast. I had me a quick snack of the leftover jerky up in my room.
Now, this may or may not be third breakfast, but it's still nice to just good morning.
Aye,
Good
well,
morning,
good
you two.
morning. Where's your flame puppy?
He's sleeping in the spirit world.
Aye.
No,
I
that
tend to
sounded
like
really
him.
dark. No, he actually just rests. He's a spirit.
Hey, I say we take a vote. Where's the bard? Let's vote out the other member, whoever that other random guy is. Let's vote the flame puppy as our 5th member here.
And
That place was owned by
out of
Spirit.
curiosity, is Rowan there yet?
That's
yeah,
why I asked
yeah.
where the
He said he
bard
came
is.
down.
Okay. 'Cause I
when-
come back in, but Chewie runs in ahead of me and just jumps right in Rowan's lap. Hey guys, good to see you all up this morning.
I
What
was
are you talking about?
I was thinking last night,
Chewie.
gentlemen. I did find some assortment of gems in one of the rooms in our cavern, and I wanted to discuss with you folk what we should do with them. Whether we should hang on to them, or if you guys just want to sell them out and split the gold. And I just go ahead and I lay out all these, the 4 opals, the one flawed ruby, the one flawed diamond, and then the obviously the dwarven statue, and kind of discuss with the party what we should do with these items before.
What kind of check would I have to make to determine if I knew whether or not these stones could be used for spells, for like ritual
That was
spells?
sort of my question too.
You would know for your own purpose. I mean, if you wanted, you could roll a intelligence check or
Strong
possibly an arcana check. But like I said, as far as your own spells and abilities, you would have a knowledge. You would have a knowledge of that. So I don't think you would need to roll for your own spells and abilities. If there's something that you were curious about for another party member, they would also probably know if any of them could be used.
Yeah, it's more just that I don't have a comprehensive knowledge of spellcasting,
Right.
like in my own head. So I just wanted to make sure, like,
Yeah, your character
yeah,
would
let's sell
know.
most of them. But if there are any that we need, I would vote to keep those.
I'm thinking like more along the lines of if it's something maybe we could turn into some kind of jewelry and look to procure.
Oh, so you're a
enchanted
fan of
jewelry or
jewelry, dwarf? Is that
I actually didn't see that coming.
you could put a jewel in your warhammer. It could be your own custom flare.
Yes. Think. Right about here. Make a diamond
I'm
right there.
I'm out of the call now.
I'm trying to help. A diamond right there would be perfect.
Hey, I'm just gonna sell these things then.
You do know, Theoden, you do know diamonds are often used for different spell components.
I don't know that. That's why I'm asking.
No, I'm saying your character would know.
Oh, would know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm telling you because I know you don't. There are some of them that could be definitely, potentially used, but it would be something you'd have to do. You could also talk to. You could also turn them in and sell them because I believe most of them were rough cut, if I remember correctly.
1 flawed ruby, 1 flawed diamond, and just 4 regular opals.
Okay. So, yeah, you could definitely find a use for those, whether you sold them or not. So.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just throw them back in the old sack then. We'll decide on those later.
All right.
Perfect. All right. So you all have gathered in the tavern side of the Hearth and Hammer. It is mid-morning at this point. You've gotten up. You've gotten your late breakfast. You do see the door open to the shop, Wiltick's shop next door, and you hear the hammering and tinkering going on next door. You do see out the open door and windows the bustle of people milling about, going about their day. Couriers running this way and that, and different things. It's back to routine, back to normal day. There's a few members in the tavern still, but for the most part, you're some of the only ones.
Hey. Bard, I believe you wanted to go check out some shops last evening, and I think it's about time for them to be opening up, eh?
Maybe just.
I did.
Yes, Lee.
Before we left here, I wanted to stop by and talk to Wiltix about this, and I pull out the broken wing device.
Yep, that was exactly what I was going to say. Maybe not shops, but just one shop in particular. It seems that Wiltix seem to have the most valuable things that could aid us. If there happens to be something else that Wiltix might hint towards or let us know that there's another place we can check out.
Maybe a few more doors be opening to us through this guild as well.
Exactly. I think that the best place that we can go to is to Wiltix, because I also want him to take a look at a sword that I found in this lair.
Well, he's the one that he's actually being the co-owner of the Hearth and Hammer, right? He's going to know about the whole guild thing, correct?
Yes. He and Brackhill or Brack are the the co-owners. Brack is the red-headed dwarf who runs the
the
tavern
brother.
side, and then Wiltix is the gnomish inventor who is a tinker and blacksmith there. So okay,
Hey.
so you guys are gonna go see Wiltix?
Yes.
Yes. Let's head over to Wiltix.
Okay, perfect. So you guys, get up and you go through the adjoining door, which is open now, into Wiltix's shop. And there, once again, you see Wiltix sitting behind one of his workbenches, tinkering away with some things. You see a young gnomish apprentice over there, working the forge and doing some things over there with the anvil. Pounding out. It doesn't look like he's, creating weapons or stuff like that, but he's making more refined pieces where he's like doing, like components and things like that. You do see some larger pieces of maybe like, plating or armor and stuff, but for the most part, like I said, he's over there, he's working on hammering some like smaller pieces as he's working on some things. So Wiltix is there looking at his workbench. He doesn't seem to notice you at first, coming in not from the front door, but from the side.
Hey, shopkeep.
Oh, hello. How are you
Hey.
fine
Wiltix.
people today?
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Hello.
I hear you have taken us up on the sponsorship, and it's very exciting news indeed.
I
were
know one
glad
else
to-
in all of Hupperduke that we would love to be sponsored by.
Well, that's very good to hear.
The
Very good to
heroes
hear.
of Hupperduke have been sponsored by Hearth and Hammer. The alliteration just sounds so perfect.
Hey. A
Amazing.
match made in Morden's lair.
Well, the Hearth and Hammer definitely has a nice ring to it. Heroes of Hupperduke, you're not the first necessarily to
Not the
be
best,
called
yes.
that. I don't even know if I can quantify that yet. I need more information. But you are the heroes that are here, and the heroes that I am most excited to be sponsoring. So, what can I do for you today?
We're here to take a look at your wares. Maybe you've come across some things since we've been out.
Hey.
Unfortunately, I mean, you were here yesterday, and I believe you took one of my other two items that I had at the moment. Which one was? Let's see. Which one? I think it was the tall human cleric. What did you took one of them, I believe.
I apologize. What was that?
Oh, you bought one of the things I had for sale yesterday, I believe.
Yes, I got the bubble.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
bubble,
The
so
breathing
breathe
bubble.
under the water.
Very, very nice. Very useful. Very useful
Yes.
for.
Useful
breathing
for a mouth
underwater.
breather.
I don't know what's happened to him. Yes, I've not had the pleasure of using it just yet.
Other than that, the only remaining item I have is the coin of delving that you saw yesterday. Unfortunately, it will be probably another week before I have anything new, at least of the magical nature.
I've forgotten. What does the coin of delving do?
Oh, it's a very handy little device. It's a coin with a simple enchantment on it that allows the bearer to have a little bit of light when they're holding it. It also allows them to, say, throw it down. Say you want to know how deep a well is or something. You could throw it down there and it would hit the bottom and it would ring with a specific magical resonance that would inform you, the bearer, precisely how far away it is.
I remember that now. I remember having a couple of thoughts and then remembering that I don't need it because I can light things on fire. And now I have these handy dandy goggles.
Oh, yes, very nice goggles. I believe, yes, those are quite interesting. And you
Who
can see him
would've
kind of
dropped the
leaning
coin?
over. You can see him kind of leaning over the table, peering at them. Oh, yes, that's an interesting design. Interesting design. What? Go ahead, Rowan.
If you drop the coin down a well or wherever, it just makes a noise back, and we know exactly how deep that is.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
then
Also
the
provides a
coin
little light.
just stays there. We have to actually then choose to go down, and the coin has no magical properties to
Not to
reappear back in your hand.
return, no. You would have to retrieve it, but if you're traveling someplace in the dark, could be a very useful tool. But completely
what
up to you.
is that, apprentice, that other fellow there. He seems to be working on something. Who's he? What's he working on?
Oh, him. Yes, he is my apprentice there. He is working on some clockwork parts that I have been working on. Working on several projects. I always get an idea in my head, and I've got to test it out, if you will. And so he helps me with producing the parts that I need, and also in turn he's learning a bit of tinkering from me. So. And he turns and he looks, and it's a young gnome, a young male gnome who's got kind of sandy brown hair, and he's like I said, over there with the anvil hammering on, like I said, not what you're used to seeing in a normal blacksmith shop of large pieces of metal that they're hammering really, those big motions, but he's got kind of a smaller hammer, and he's just hammering this little piece kind of faster, and you can see him shaping it into different parts, and then he sticks it back in the forge and pulls it out. Wiltix indicates him over there, and he says, "Oh yes, but yeah, he's making some parts for myself." What were you asking about?
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, what's his name? His name is 1 second. You've totally got me unprepared here. His name is
It's not important. Never mind. Sorry.
well, I have several apprentices. It'll come to me in a minute.
Can I, Wiltix, come here. Wiltix.
Yes. I'm right here.
Yeah. I came across a.
He doesn't move, but he kind of just acts like he's leaning over to listen to you.
Yes, I'm trying to lean over the table then.
Okay. Yes.
Wiltix, I have. I found a sword, a dark steel sword.
Ooh,
I'd
very
love for you to take
interesting.
a look
Yes.
at it. I'm a bit worried. It seems to be of the magical nature.
Okay.
Could you take a look at it? Maybe
Look,
identify it.
Tell him about that sword you found.
Pete. Shh.
Aye,
not
the mysterious dark one, right, Halfling?
I'm sorry.
Halfling, right? What was
Oh
that?
yes, just tell the whole town. Why not
Hey,
just tell the whole
Bard!
town that we have
Bard,
a
hey,
mysterious
didn't you find
dark
a
sword?
weapon?
Probably came from the dark elf. We
Listen,
don't know.
we don't know where
It's
it came from.
mysterious.
That's
Aye,
the thing,
pull
we
that
just found
thing
the
out
thing.
and start
goodness.
swinging
Look,
it around there,
I
Bard.
thought
Show
it
the
was-
man, show the
I thought
man.
it was our group's policy to share in the spoils
Wiltix.
of whatever it is we found. I was
I was
curious.
hoping
I
for
wanted
just-
to know. That's all. Sorry.
Yes, I'll share it with everyone, but I was hoping for discretion. The apprentice doesn't need to know about this. It was just
He's
between
hammering away
Wiltix
back
and
there.
I.
He
I was
can't
going-
hear anything.
I
You
was
do
just
notice
gonna-
he
I
kind of has
appreciate
stopped
Jace
for a
and
second.
Lee for keeping quiet.
He-
Just
he
look
kinda
at the sword.
He, as soon as you say the apprentice doesn't need to know, you realize that he had stopped and has started hammering again as you. 'Cause
I believe the apprentice knows.
Wiltix is
Fortunately, we
like,
know nothing about
I'm
him.
fairly
so-
certain the whole block knows at this point.
Ah, yes,
Aye.
okay.
But yes, I would be
Aye,
happy
but
to take a
I
look.
don't know.
Well, after our
Well,
endeavors
you know
last
that
night,
he
who dare
has the
face the heroes
sword.
of Huppaduke?
You
Yes,
know that he
heroes of
has the sword, and that's what I believe he was trying to keep quiet. Obviously, none of us know about the sword yet because I have not looked at it.
I
But
can't hear over
at
the
this
constant
point,
praying of the cleric.
I would be happy to do so. And he
Trembling
reaches out
on
for it.
this Crazy god.
Is it on the table?
I
And
was
I'm mad.
talking about our mighty endeavors.
If you do give me just a little bit, it takes me about 10-15 minutes to do this. You're welcome to stay here and if you like. But he goes ahead and he kind of sets it down and he starts inspecting it. You see him casting something a little bit, kind of, not sure, but looks like he's investigating it. And about 10 minutes later, he stops and says, "Ah, yes. Ah, yes. This is indeed a good quality sword. It is definitely has some enchantment on it to improve its accuracy and damage, if you will. It is a curious design. You know, it is dark steel. It is a very handsome-looking weapon. You can see the carvings on the hilt. Not really from around here. It is probably somewhat elvish in nature. But yes, it's like I said, it's a very nice, basic magical enchantment, and it is a +1 short sword. So, +1 to attack bonus and +1 to damage.
Awesome. I'll
Yep.
add it to mine. I just find a +1 sword and add it, right?
Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me just confirm that's the
I
one.
believe that would make a good pairing for you or the monk. You guys like swinging double swords around.
And I'm already kind of twirling the short sword. I was like, I think I'll hang on to this one.
I think you could put it to good use.
Perhaps. Maybe.
I barred for 50 gold. I'll throw the halfling. I could probably get
And
him a
for
pretty
clarity,
good
whenever-
ways.
When
that
a
was one of my
weapon is
favorite
finesse,
pastimes.
that means like
When it's
I can
finesse.
use that
Throwing
for
the lakes.
strength and dexterity rolls.
Yeah,
right?
it allows you to choose it.
Yeah. So it's just a short sword +1.
The short sword finesse.
Yeah, finesse and light.
So it's +1 damage or +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls. So
Use your choice of your strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls.
Mhm.
But you have to use the same for both.
Golly.
And it's a light weapon, so
That
it's
puts me-
ideal to use. I believe the short sword gave the ability to use the 2 attacks with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he has
Yeah.
proficiency,
It fits well.
he can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
I have proficiency with short sword.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I was looking at his thing when we found it. Who was proficient with it?
So he hands that back over and he says it is an excellent sword. It does not look, like I said, doesn't look to have much more than this basic enchantment
Right.
to improve its effectiveness. So
Aye. Looks like the bard got an upgrade for something. All right. Well,
if there's
should
nothing
we,
else,
If you could take a look at this, and I pulled out the wing kobold device.
oh okay, so you set it on his workbench and he kind of steps back for a second. He says, "Oh, interesting. Yes, very crude to be sure. You said this was from Stallmast Lair?
Yes, kobold was wearing it.
Ah, okay, that does make a little bit more sense. It doesn't look. I was gonna say it looks pretty bad even for his thieving ways to be making this. But yes, it's let me take a look here. He kind of takes a look at it. It looks pretty ornamental, if you would. Looks kind of like a wing.
Is it
I
a
don't-
left
unfortunately,
wing
I
or a
don't-
Right wing.
You know, at this point, I can't even tell.
Lee, do you happen to remember?
I thought I grabbed both, like the broken one and the unbroken one.
Sure.
Oh, there's 2 of them. I thought maybe it was symbolic, like the left wing of whoever, or the right wing of whoever.
Of like a specific patron or something. No.
I just aim for the middle of them, halfling, and swing hard.
Well, no, I mean like here you have like this person's right hand. It's like their preferred person. Like maybe this kobold was the left wing of whoever.
Aye.
Yeah.
Right.
But he doesn't. He's like, it's pretty much an ornamental wing, kobold wing.
Nothing,
So
nothing fancy
if
about it.
roll a let's see. Roll a
Dexterity? Just kidding.
no, not dexterity.
Acrobatics?
Let's see. I need you to roll. I'm trying to remember all my skills here for a second. Roll.
Those Cheez-Its really hit the spot. That was delicious.
Indeed. Roll an intelligence check.
That's a 4.
Let me see you rolling.
Okay. You're not exactly sure, what it pertains to as far as kobolds go. So, but yeah, it's definitely something that they, like, that sorcerer kobold was wearing. So, so Wiltix looks about and
do you know?
Go ahead. Yes. Anything else?
I was just going to ask if you know of any other merchants that might have some items that we might be interested. You seem to know us pretty well, and some of the things we might be looking for. Is there anyone else within the city? Maybe someone affiliated with the guild?
Yeah, we have some others, other shops in the area, other guild members. I can have a list drawn up for you, but I'm a little busy at the moment, so it may be within the next day or two.
Hey,
Is there something
where would
specific you're looking for?
Next day or two. So,
Is there something specific you're looking for? I know.
Not me. I was wondering if anyone else.
Okay.
hey. I feel like we're all set. I do have one question. Who was it that we were supposed to see about the other contracts that we may need to iron out? Was it the barkeep?
Brackle. Or Brack. Yeah, and Wiltix says, "Oh yes, by all means, go ahead and talk to Brack. I believe he was looking into some other skilled workers to help you all out. I am very excited to have you all. I probably will call upon your services at some point because there are some, definitely some things that I could use your help with, in maybe finding some things. As far as, don't forget, as far as your sponsorship, you do receive a 10% discount from ourselves here at the Hearth Hammer, and any other guild members. That's about the standard for a early sponsorship. So
Does the Never Been Smithy happen to be part of the guild?
the Never Been Smithy, I don't believe he is.
That's fine.
But we could definitely have someone
You don't
there
happen
for
to
you,
remember.
so.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I'll get you a list. So, and with that, he says, "If there's nothing else."
No, I think we're. I think
Okay.
we're quite
Done.
good.
Well, good day
We're
to you,
good.
sirs, and I look forward to many happy meetings.
Aye. To you as well, Wiltix. Gentlemen, I say we head on over to Brack and see if we can get ourselves in some more trouble.
I do like the way you think.
Quite like to use this sword.
Indeed, I'm growing bored.
Aye.
Put
more
someone in
glory.
front of me to heal, please.
All right.
Don't
So
worry, I'm
you-
sure I'll be injured soon.
So you head over to talk to Brack, and he is out and about in his tavern. You see him kind of cleaning up, the bar area and his little podium at the front of the room. You see he's got some of his documents there, and yeah, he's sees you all come in. Oh, good morning. It's good to see you this morning. Long night. Haven't had such a boisterous bunch in the Hearth Hammer in a while. It was good to see.
I don't make fun of the bard while he's here, Brack.
Oh, I
thought he
wouldn't make fun of it.
complimenting.
Absolutely, it was a great night.
Yes, I believe you might have some task worthy of the heroes of Habaduke.
Oh yes, absolutely. Let's see. So, as far as tasks go, right now I know that you were looking to maybe get some things finished up at the cave that you had. I believe you were looking maybe for a craftsman or anything to do some work on it, I could definitely recommend a few people. And then you were looking for, like I said, part of the sponsorship as requested by Watchmaster Bram is that we do have a guard. Not necessarily. We don't want to leave it unguarded, and obviously you all are more than capable of guarding it, but we understand that you may or may not be there at all times, and also it would be useful for ourselves that if we need to have someone up there while you're away, we can we know somebody that we trust. So, so we have set an appointment for a few people to meet you here at just after lunchtime. They are trusted people trusted within the guild. They're not necessarily guild members, but they are of the same cloth as yourselves. As far as we do trust them.
Oh, men of the cloth, women of the cloth, people of the cloth, clerics.
Yes,
this is my kind of people.
They're kind of people.
Right. More people muttering to their worthless gods at this point.
Yes. Some people with some sense, I assume.
They're not.
They're
They're not clerics,
better
if you
than
will.
this cleric. We'll swap them out.
All right.
Meaning they're of the same temperament as yourselves.
Sometimes.
Oh, my apologies for
Yes,
the misinterpretation.
Ah, yes. Well, not everyone can be perfect.
Okay.
I kick up my feet and I'm like, well, I've got
Aye.
no other plans. But
I am
to
with you, Bard.
Sit here, relax, take a bit of a break from a crazy few evenings, unless anyone else has anything else they'd like to do. But I'm up for waiting for some of these associates, and we can figure out what we can do with this tavern, and I'll possibly get us a guard.
While we're waiting for people, I have two things I actually wanted to go check on because it's been a day and I remembered something that I didn't check on last time.
Okay.
I have a wolf pelt that I want to go to a smith and just quickly ask, like, hey, is there any way that I can, or that y'all can help me fasten this as like a +1 AC thing?
Okay.
If at
You
all.
would probably have to have the pelt made into like you want it to be like leather armor or like a cape, because it'd probably be 2 steps. Probably first one to have it crafted into whatever article of clothing, and then if most of the craftsmen around here don't do a lot in the magical meat department, there's probably a lot fewer of those. So
Yeah, it would
Well,
just.
I don't think
it would
he was
just
trying to
be-
do like a magical +1.
Yeah, just
I think he
more of
was-
a like a hardier shoulder wrap type thing that could
okay, so just some leather
help
armor
out with that.
based
Yeah,
out of it.
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
that
mean
was-
that would be easy enough to find.
Okay. Then I'll make a note of that. And then the other thing was that I needed to go to the lay of the land and talk to I don't remember what her name was, but I haven't wrote it down. Talk
Okay.
to her about the other things that I was
Zendasa?
Zendasa?
You'd-
Yeah.
You'd like to go
Need
to
to go talk to her about the items that I inquired about earlier.
Well, tell her we said hello.
Hey,
Oh, y'all wouldn't know that I was going there because I would go to the smith first.
I've got some chores to do, lads. I'll be back in a bit.
hi, barkeep.
All right.
Is that mead already on tap?
Okay.
So while he's gone, I'm gonna look over to the other guys sitting around me. I've given it some thought, and I think that we need to come up with a name for the road leading up to the cavern, sinking highway to the danger cave.
Barkeep,
oh.
I'm gonna need more mead if I'm listening to these.
Oh, that was a. Oh, you were serious. That wasn't
Oh.
I don't know why you think I would be joking.
I was thinking more along the lines of Scrit Street. I don't know.
Street. I like
Commemorative.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking maybe Shark Bait Cave or something along those lines.
I see that, yes.
There's not enough
There's-
meat
there's
on
sharks,
Upper Duke
yes.
for this conversation.
We're
you see
the
that there's-
heroes of Hupperduke will not be
Aye.
residing in a place called the Danger Cave.
No.
or
The
shark
road.
bait.
The
Or
road
walking down Script
highway to
Street.
the Danger Cave.
No, I think
In the
Squid Street
cave
is
will
kind of
be
won over
Sharkbait
already.
Cave.
Yes, Sharkbait Cave.
I do like Sprit Street. I think it has a nice ring to it.
And
Why
Why do
Tankerous
we need
Camp.
to name the street? I don't see a need for this.
Why wouldn't we?
Bard, these are the
I'm gonna-
people who are gonna make a decision over who's guarding our stuff. Aye.
Hell, I mean, we could always
Uh,
leave the dwarf at the cave to guard the stuff. I like this idea.
I don't promise me a good time.
So this will be backtracking a little bit, but Austin had asked, and I don't think he ever had an answer. Did he hear me and Theoden discussing Stallmaster's plans over breakfast?
Roll a perception check, Rowan.
Perception. It almost was an 18. Instead, it's an 8.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. No, he didn't hear you.
He just heard like a dull murmur as he come down.
Hey, what were you guys talking about while I was walking up this morning?
Hi. Lee over here had an interesting deflection in one of his 42 daggers. So I was just kind of checking out the metallurgy of it, and he was seeing if I could maybe smith up a little fix for him. I guess at this point I'm gonna have to probably roll a deception check.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely.
okay.
Is that a nat 1?
No,
That
it's
was
an
eight.
8.
Okay. Rowan, we'll go ahead and roll to see if
What am
you
I-
believe him.
Insight?
Insight.
That's not bad. It's wisdom. I don't think his wisdom's very high. His build is almost kind of like mine. Just that's a 10.
That would be a 10. I got plus 3.
So yeah, he
Bard's getting a lot of advantages for all these.
you can tell he's not telling you the truth there. So
So, are you able to fix this dagger?
Aye!
Me
My dad and my dad's dad were smiths. I could fix a dagger.
Theoden, I
Hey.
think you might need to have your memory checked. We were talking about this. I'm going to pull out the plans. Confused why we're trying to deceive him, because I don't have any reason to deceive him.
okay, good.
I mean, you just wanted to talk to me in private. I just
So you're
You
showing him the
cornered
plans.
me as I was coming for third breakfast.
So you're showing him the plans
Yeah.
of Stallmast. You're able to take a look at them. There's nothing specific about like any types of weapons. It's more of just like kind of larger versions of like the acorn seeds that would be, there's plans for
Grenades.
the bomb like devices, but it's more of with like some sort of like fuse mechanism that he could detonate them all at once when they're placed on the side of the mountain. So
Well, the only devices that I'm actually currently looking for here is I heard of guns actually, and that this might be a place where someone might be building or making those. And so I was hoping to get my hands on one, but it looks like these are just information on some bombs and some other things, but curious as to why you might be interested.
Aye, as much as you like to run in there and get hit, we might just rig you up as one yourself, Ron.
Can I do a history check?
Well-
See if I've heard about these from the Cobalt Souls.
yeah.
Do I have advantage because I particularly care about weapons?
I would say because you've already been searching for them, that you have an advantage. So searching for information on some.
Okay, the first one was a 16, and that's history?
Yeah.
Or would it be... Okay. So no,
Yeah, I mean, like history, or if you're, what are you trying to discern from it?
if I've just heard about the guns before, if I
Oh,
like
yeah,
know what he's talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So 16 and 15, and I don't have any bonuses
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, you have, you know, like I said, you've definitely been looking into black powder. Guns are not unknown; they're just in the Empire. They're more closely regulated. So you would know of them because there are certain, especially in Hupperduke, you know that such things are made, but they're for very, like, they're kind of more closely guarded. Like it's not like it's not like you can buy them in the marketplace or anything. It's more like for the military, and even in the military, there's only certain units or groups that carry them. It's not even it's not like all of them do or anything. But you would know, you would have definitely heard of them. You know that they're, you know what they are. Kind of thing. So
I've heard of guns quite a bit. I've actually been looking for one myself, see if I could study it and learn how they work.
Yes, they're quite powerful, and I as well would love to study and learn how they work to be able to use them to my advantage. They're quite dangerous.
Aye, this cleric's been kind of quiet here lately, guys. Maybe he fell asleep over there mumbling to himself.
I'm just attuning myself
think he
with the
casts-
spiritual world to prepare to take care of you, fools. But I am here.
Yes.
okay. So you guys talk for a little bit longer. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before you meet with some of the prospects that?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So you hang around a little bit longer, and it's getting close to lunchtime, and
I take it by this time Pete's already come back.
Actually, Pete, you have gone off, and what was it you were specifically looking for?
I had just what would it cost me to get the leather armor edition made, and then I had talked to Zendasa about like a mixture of herbs and medicines to help with sleep.
So
the
like
cost of that.
okay. Let's see.
Because it's not just leather armor, because I assume that would be like full armor, where I'm just looking for something to be crafted as a bonus. If it's not possible, that's fine.
So you're not looking for like a full armor. You just want, like you said,
Something
just kind of an adornment for
Yeah.
your. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
an
yeah.
adornment that
Then
would
that's
give that
different
bonus.
then for sure. Oh, an adornment that would give a bonus.
Yeah.
I think it would probably have to be part of at least an entire, leather torso piece.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Then I'll just hold on to that for now.
Okay. If you wanted it to have a bonus of some kind, so yeah. But yeah, okay. So, let's see. All right. You kind of go and look around and don't necessarily find what you're looking for, and do you come back? Is there anything else you want to look for while you're out?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. So Pete comes back about lunchtime, and you start to see some people filing in, and not all of them, or a lot of them are coming in what looks like for lunch. But there's a few people that come in and they talk to Brack at the door, and he directs them over to a table not far from yours, but kind of indicates for them to sit down, and then he comes over to talk to you and says, "Oh, I thank you for your patience. So I have a few people over here that I think would be a good fit for a couple of them to rotate guarding, helping guard the cave or the lair. Obviously, they would probably just take turns doing that. And then you said you were interested in maybe some of the craftsmen. I have a foreman here who is trustworthy and could probably talk to you about any renovations that you might want to do to the place. So you see there's 3 individuals, and you see the first one is a gnome male who is kind of just average height for a gnome. Just kind of like not long hair, not short hair. It's just kind of like like tousled on top, and he has a what looks like a chain mail shirt on, and a short sword at his side, and he comes over to you and says, "Oh, hello, very very nice to meet you. My name is Dimble.
You say Dinble
Sorry, it
or
was
Dimble?
what?
Dimble. My name is Dimble.
Hello, Dimble.
It's
I'm still not sure what you're saying.
it's Dimble.
Dimble?
Dimble.
Dimble.
Yes, Dimble.
Dim,
He talks
Like,
slower.
like thimble, but with a D.
Yes.
Yes.
Like that. Dimble. Well, my name is Dimble One Shoe. And I'm
Do you? I look down at his feet. I
I
look
I
down
do-
at his
Same.
feet.
Do I?
Does he have one shoe?
I do have 2
Does
shoes.
he have 2 shoes?
But it's a
Dimble,
family
this is
name.
false advertising, sir.
It's a family name.
All right.
He kind of looks like he's told
Consider
this
me
story
let
too
down
many
already.
times. I'll
I
If
don't try
you-
further about the one shoe.
If you are interested in hiring my services, maybe sometime I'll let you know. But as he goes, I am here to apply for a guard position. Brack said that you were looking for some trustworthy folk to guard a new domicile, and I feel like I could
Ooh, a
Feel like it-
domicile. That's a great
provide.
word. Much better than Danger Cave. Yes, domicile. Yes, keep going.
Yes.
I don't. Danger Cave has a ring. Carry on.
I
Conversation
just about
later.
spit
Anyway.
my water all over my computer.
Anyway, I if there's anything you'd like to know, I'm happy to help, and would interested in being a guard for you.
Hey, what's your background in fighting?
Oh, my background in fighting. I mean, I've had some training with the sword, and I've got come with my own armor here.
Can I see if the armor has dings, if it's been
Kind of
used,
like-
or if it's just he's only wore it?
You can tell it's
I kind of pick at the chainmail.
he kind of does the whole don't touch me kind of thing, not like rudely, but just like, and he's like, I mean, you look at it, and upon further inspection, it's not new, it's well worn, but it looks like it's been well taken care of. So
I'm sorry. What was his race?
he's a gnome.
No.
Due to the fact that I'm a paladin with prior training and whatnot, would I be able
Sure.
to tell of his? I don't know whether, I guess it'd be a perception check, but would I be able to see if he'd be
You
hold
can
his
you can
own in
definitely
combat?
you could roll. Well, I mean, if you wanted to see his abilities, you could try to see if he would give you an example or something. But as far as if you want to try to do an insight check to get a feel for his character, that's something you could do.
Okay.
I mean, without much effort, you could roll an insight check if you like.
I'd like to roll an insight, just 2 as well, if that's possible, as I was kind of inspecting that chainmail and kind of sizing them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I rolled a 10.
I got an
you rolled a 10?
11,
Okay.
so not much better.
Okay, so you looking him up and down. He seems like a stalwart fellow. He's got his own equipment, and he looks ready to work.
Is there others standing there to be interviewed?
There's another person that looks like they are similarly attired with some armor. They are wearing what looks more like it's like hunting leathers, and they're carrying a bow. And if you look over, it is a dwarf female sitting there with, like I said, she has a bow slung over her shoulder and a dagger on her hip, and like I said, kind of like hunting leathers. So,
Dimble, what would you say are your biggest weaknesses?
I mean, I'm not very strong.
And you're
I like the honesty. I like it. What would you say is your perfect date?
He looks really confused for a second.
You just look at the rest of the party, like
He just kind of gives you a stare.
Can I roll an imitation or not an imitation?
Insight?
Check on the cleric over there. Tell him to shut up.
Intimidation check.
I don't think that's how insight works.
He's
No,
intimidation.
It's intimidation.
Dimble, I do appreciate your honesty, except on that last question. I don't understand why you wouldn't answer, but we will take you into consideration. It does seem that we need to give ear to this the dwarf here, and I kind of nudge our dwarf. I nudge Third and say, "Hey, what you think? She's your size." And
She's
Yeah,
like
and she's got
10
a very
feet from
beautiful
you. And
beard. She has a
Yes.
very beautiful beard.
her beard's bigger than yours.
she doesn't have a beard, so.
Oh,
Fortunate.
But she kind of gives you a dirty look for a second.
Well, she's no female dwarf then.
She says, "If you're
I would like to step over and talk to her though.
okay," so she's a little bit apart, and she says, "Hello." My name is Oda.
How do you spell Oda?
Oda. Oda.
And Oda, do you have two shoes?
I do.
Aye.
And she kind of looks at her shoes like I missed a joke somewhere. So,
Yes.
You see Brack, who'd been kind of busy with some other stuff. He comes over and goes, yes, this is Oda Baron, Beren, and she and Dimble here, I believe would fit nicely for you guys. So, I would like you to consider them as your first options. They're hard workers, and they've served us, the guild, in the past, and can be trusted. And with that, he kind of emphasizes
trust you,
that
Brack. Thank you.
can be trusted. So,
Aye.
Oda, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Still at the cave? Did in a ditch, perhaps? Hopefully not.
Jesus.
she at this last bit, she
Oh, by Morden.
taken aback a little bit. She says, "Well, not the latter.
It is a dangerous world. We've been attacked by
Yes.
bandits ourselves.
I've survived this long." She just kind of leaves it at that.
Good. I scribble in Dwarvish.
Long.
Not in Dwarvish, in Halfling.
Oh, okay. I was like, do you speak Dwarven?
I think I'm just interviewing for me new crew.
Oda, how would you describe your perfect date? This is pertinent information.
She kind of turns and looks at Brack,
Third, you'll want
who just
you'll want to write this
laughs.
down. You want to write this down.
Brackle just kind of chuckles and shakes his head.
I nudge Third again, like, I got you.
She
All
says, "I'm here to do a job, if that is what you would like to hire me for."
All right, that's fair.
You'll have to
I like
ignore
that
these
answer.
idiots, Oda.
Better than this guy.
Understand.
He said nothing.
So these are our gods, Brack. You say there's some people to do some renovations. Do they do the renovations as well?
At this, you see another gnome over there. He's young, rather young, what you would think of for a foreman, but he's a gnome who has bright blonde hair. And he steps up and he goes, "Oh, that's me. That's me." He says, "Hi, I'm Kellen."
Helen,
Hi, Kellen.
pleasure's mine.
He says, "Oh, it's very nice to meet you. Yes, I'm the foreman. I have connections, and I'm told I have a good eye for making smart changes to buildings and other types of things, and so I would love to talk about this layer, if you will."
Hey.
Of course.
Yes.
I have but one question. You know, never mind. All right. What kind of work with experience do you have?
Oh, I've been
punch
working.
Jace?
You can try. Make
Oh, it's not a try. What do I need to roll?
make a unarmed strike.
An unarmed strike.
Where's that
Nat
lady on the list?
20, baby! Eat it! Yes!
How unfortunate.
So you see, Jace begins his question, and Théoden, he just, like, one motion, okay, just takes his fist, crosses his body, hits Jace right in the chest, and just knocks him out of his chair onto the ground, and which again you hear.
Look what I found down there. This is down on the ground again. You really must be more careful, Théoden.
Which you hear.
How you leave this hanging around?
You hear Brackle. Start chuckling when you knock him down. So Kellen pipes up and he says, "Oh, I've been working with renovations throughout the city for about 10 years with the different crews, and I was on the crew that got to renovate part of the castle, or the not the castle, but the
We have a castle.
administrator of our city, the administrator of our
Yes.
city of
Oh,
her.
yeah. I
I got to help make some changes to that. But yes, I mean, if you care to describe the layer, I'm sure we could draw up some plans. I have a fair skill in drawing here, and he pulls out some paper, like he's like ready to like talk about it right then. Anybody want to try to describe it to him? You don't have to describe it, but is anybody going to describe it to him?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
we can
describe it.
describe how we come in, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
awesome.
have-
So
Have you any
between
aversion to sharks or water?
I've
Can
never
I
seen a
punch
shark,
the
but I'm
halfling?
not.
These are important. Listen, Théoden,
I've
I see
never-
you raising back there. These are important questions. You know why.
I've never seen a shark, but I don't have any problem with them that I know of.
Have you
I like to
got-
picture all of us kind of huddle around him as he's like starting to draw, and we're all kind of chiming in. Yeah. Oh, and then
Yeah.
the thing where it falls out, but there's a trap door where we can feed the sharks. Don't forget
So-
to draw that. Yeah.
Yes.
So to clarify, and so that you all can see things here, I will, if you want to open up Astral.
Already there.
Perfect.
Same.
Or if you can't see it in Astral because you're in the player view, then if you want to look at the stream.
Gotcha. Let me pull up the stream real quick. I don't see it on the stream. Oh, there it is. Okay,
Let's say
gotcha.
it should be there momentarily.
Hey.
Okay, so this is your new layer. Exciting times. Sorry, there's some tokens still on it. But as you saw before, between all of you and Kellen's deft skills, he does draw out these plans with your descriptions, and you do see, you've got the entrance over here to the cave. You have the hallway with the crossbow. That's a clockwork crossbow.
We have control of that.
You do have control of that now. Has a 30-foot range. You do have the armory over here at the south side, and the door that right here is where all of the blasting powder was stored, and is still stored, by the way. You do have the commons area here that is, has 3 tables, and then there's the kitchen right here that was quite functional but basic. Had a stove with a chimney leading up out of the mountain, so obviously it wasn't going to back up into it, and plenty of pantry space. You have you actually had 3 cells over here, which is where you found Yinra. And then obviously the workroom right here with that secret tunnel that went over to the bedroom there. And this was the steam room trap. This was the drow bedroom. And then this was the kind of practice area. And then this, obviously up here was the forge where you guys fought Stalmast. And you had this large room was where there was kind of like it was almost like a barracks for the kobolds. But it wasn't like a barracks. It was basically just like a large cave, and they all had like sleeping mats and, all sorts of stuff. It was probably the worst kept area. And then there's a bedroom over here, and the storeroom, and the smaller forge for the blacksmith area. So there is a look at your cave, and not tonight, but over the next week, you guys can, if you have any thoughts or changes, we can discuss that out of session. So
Massive kitchen.
Massive
Place
kitchen.
for plants.
We're gonna blow out this wall here and open it up into a.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
We want an open floor plan.
Yes. So yeah, we'll
Can
talk
I punch
about that.
the cleric again?
Maybe like a French cottage type look.
Do I need to
Or
show you what I found
modern.
again?
So yeah, he sketches it out and starts giving you some ideas and stuff. He says, "Oh yeah, we can do a lot with this. We can do a lot with this. I'll get to work right away." So, the 2 guards that are standing there, you do find out, that they have a weekly cost,
That's
but
what I was gonna ask.
it's easily covered by the
10 gold income.
10 gold that Nima is going to be paying you. So it's kind of covered for the most part. Now, any other stuff, you can, any other staff you want to hire and stuff like that, you can do that as well. So yes, next week you can talk about customizations, etc. So, but yeah, so the meeting adjourns and they leave. The 2 guards wait around and ask, do you want us to come with you today to see it, to go ahead and start? We're ready to start today. We've come prepared, if that's what you wish.
Did we?
Yeah, sure.
So is it going to be 10 GP total for the 2 guards?
It's kind of evens out because
Yeah.
it's 10 gold for both of them per week, so we don't even need to necessarily keep track of it other than
Yeah.
Nima pays us 10 gold each week.
Yeah.
We give that over
Yeah.
to the 2 guards, that sort of thing.
We just don't pocket Nima's money.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Works.
yep, and then yeah. So, anyway, so you guys, was there anything else you want to do, or do you want to head up to the cave, or talk to
Is
anyone
there
else in town?
anyone that we could go to that could make a copy of some of the keys that we have? Because I'd hate to lock these guards inside. just leave
So
them there.
so Brackhill is there, and he says, while it might seem a bit beneath our Wiltix, I imagine he could probably do that for you right well. I mean, after all, it is, from what you've described, it is a rather curious steel door that probably involves some,
Mechanism.
a mechanism of some kind. So,
I do that.
okay. So you go and you take it over to Wiltix.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
He goes and he kind of does the whole things. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've dealt with mechanical locks before, and so he goes over and he pulls out this little book-looking thing, and you see it's basically he pulls it open and it's got soft clay and it's for making molds, and so he, you see there's other parts of it where he's stuck like a gear or something that he's made for like, making other things. Like it's not just like, fresh or whatever. But he takes the key and makes it, puts it in there, and he goes, I can have a copy for you in a day or two. So,
All right. What will it cost? What do you want?
oh, if for a copy of simple iron key, it probably 1 gold.
All right. I'll go ahead and pay you that now.
Okay, perfect. So it'll be ready in we'll say a day. So
Thank you very much.
okay.
Rowan, have you asked anybody in town about finding this gun contraption?
I asked Wiltix here, and
Like
no
you're
luck
asking
so
him right
far.
now.
I think I already have asked him before, haven't I?
Yeah, he asked him earlier today when we were there.
Yeah.
What did you ask him specifically?
I thought I asked him if he knew of anyone that might know anything about guns. I'll ask him again just to make sure. Wiltix, I think I asked you again, but just for clarity, do you know anyone around town that might be selling guns, or any way for me to inspect one, get my hands on one?
It would take a lot probably to get you to be able to inspect one. They are pretty heavily regulated as far as who gets to look at them, who gets to mess with them. I do know there's some in the city, but they are definitely not for sale. They are strictly controlled by the Righteous Brand soldiers. So
I'm guessing plans for the weapons
Righteous
are
brand
the same. Very difficult to get your hands on. Some
oh
blueprints.
yes. I have not seen them myself. I don't even honestly know who makes them, if they even make them in town, if they or they just make certain parts for them. But they're not altogether uncommon, but they're not well, they are uncommon, but they're not completely foreign. So and you all would
Appreciate it.
know Righteous Brand are the soldiery of the Dwindalian Empire.
What was the name again?
Question.
The Righteous Brand.
Okay.
And the soldiery in the city is usually pretty sparse. Most of it is most of the kind of like law enforcement and such is hired deputies such as yourselves. So in the militia. So okay. So
Thank
you
Wiltix.
yep. So
I believe we need to show these gods to the lair.
absolutely.
Of course.
So you take them back up there to the lair, middle of the day, so that way they know how to get there. And you show them, the cave entrance and how to get into it. The
we
cave
grab the
itself.
Can we
Yeah,
bring
you
the
can
cart
grab.
with
Yeah,
us?
you could grab the cart with you, so to get some of the other stuff down. What was it you wanted to bring back to town?
I was just going to discuss with everyone. I know that there was a good amount of weapons that were there that I don't think we needed, a whole bunch of short swords and
Oh yeah.
different weapons like that. Along with if we wanted to get rid of just a little bit of the blasting powder, make a little cash while we're doing it. Or
I
if we
was
just wanted
hoping
to
to-
keep it.
I was gonna say I was hoping that we'd be able to talk to Nima about stabilizing the blasting powder because the blasting powder was very unstable in that room. I was only able to grab a few things.
Yeah, I
Didn't want
would say I'd have her look
Joe
at it.
Schmo and bearded dwarf lady to walk in and get exploded. So yeah, it would have been stabilized though.
Okay. Yeah, so easily enough, if you wanted to try to find Nima and invite her along, you might be able to do that. Probably takes you better part of an hour to find her, but she's you're able to find her and convince her to come with you as well. Through Brackle and Wiltix, you're able to get her in there. Now, as far as she's as you're traveling up the mountain, she says, "Now, as far as this blasting powder goes, you said there was a bunch of it."
Quite a lot, actually.
Yes.
He was trying to blow up
Yeah,
the
no.
city, so he'd been collecting.
Well,
it for
I mean,
quite some
I
time.
knew I'd been processing some of it for him, but it's not normally what I do. But he did have quite a bit, so I could show you some ways to safely store it and help you out with that for sure. So,
Awesome. Thank you, Neva.
well, I do have to protect my interests, and I'm trying to keep my monopoly on the cavern there that is now the entrance to your new home, apparently.
Yes, we appreciate you looking after the heroes of Hupperduke.
Oh, is that what you're calling yourself now?
It's it's not a
Yes.
group name. It's just a title.
It's just a title some people have given us, and we might be
Who?
spreading it.
Who gave it to you? She looks at Rowan. She looks at you with like the raised eyebrow, like she's like, "Oh, somebody gave that to you, or
you
did
must
you
not have
give it
been
to
in the
yourself?"
tavern as we shared the story and we heard the murmurs of others.
Oh,
as we shared a story.
I
of how
heard
we
some
saved
stories, to be
Hupperduke.
sure.
Did you
they
hear about how we grabbed their attention with exquisite flip, spin, and some theatrics?
Hey,
I mean, I heard that there was a troupe of circus performers in the tavern the other day. She kind of chuckles and
Neiman.
she said, "You
must
know
have
she's
that."
kind of
remind you
mouthy
that-
for somebody who got saved.
She
Shayna, back
chuck-
up.
Yeah, that we saved your life.
she chuckles
We
and she
killed
says,
kobolds
"Look,
who had taken
I."
over your home.
She said, "Look, I appreciate it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Of course I heard, and of course I already knew I was here for part of it, so
So you will call us the heroes of Hupperduke, correct?
no."
It's worth a shot.
I think we all laugh in character.
Hey.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's great.
But you are welcome at my house anytime. I can cook a right fine dinner for you. And
Still covered in
obviously,
kobolds.
I've cleaned it up since then. It's been a couple
Okay.
days, so.
There might have been some half-elf
Be
blood
fair.
there. I was
Well,
quite
as
damaged.
as you are being sponsored by the Hearth Hammer and the guild that they are a part of, I am a part of that guild as well. So
Yes.
Excellent. So we're on the same team. I like it.
indeed we are, and it's a pleasure. So
I'm somewhat at a loss of, we saved the city. What other dangers or what other tasks might there be? Or
oh, trust me, there's always something. There's always something. Hupperduke is not a quiet town. It's hardworking, industrious, long days. We tend to work for about 10 hours, sun up to sundown, and also we take our entertainment very seriously as well. That being said,
as do
there's certain because we all tend to get a little rowdy in the evening. There's some things that go on in the evening sometimes. But trust me, I know that Wiltix and Brackle have already have some things in mind for getting your assistance with.
That's
Let's
good to know.
hit up old Brackle and see what else he's got going on.
Yes.
I think that's fair. But in the meantime, if you want, as you guys kind of are rolling up to the cave entrance at this point, she says, well, if you'll show the way, I will take a look at this heap of blasting powder, mind you, and we'll keep this between us since it is strictly regulated in down in the town. But since it's not in the town,
Did we have a key to that room?
you did,
Yes.
by the way.
We should definitely keep that locked. I didn't give the guards a key to that room,
Yeah.
just in
Yes.
case.
It was on the Duergar dwarf, the dark
Gotcha.
dwarf.
I'm pretty sure I searched that one and got a key from him.
You did. So you're able to go in, and take a look at that, and she's opens the door and is very okay. Don't come in here without me. she immediately goes in, and you can tell with expert care starts removing some things, moving them around. She says, I'm going to have to come back to make it properly stable and useful for storing some of this, but I will make it mostly stable for the time being. You shouldn't be in any danger of blowing the cave up, but I will have to probably. I know you're working with the foreman, Kellen, I believe. He will have to probably build some specific storage for this. So easily enough,
Noted.
but I would highly suggest it. So with that, you've shown her that so that she could take care of that for you. You've shown the guards that the entrance and worked out a rotation schedule easily enough for that. And they have, as you were coming in for now, they opted to stay in the tents in the outward cave to guard it out there, since it's going to require some cleaning and renovation before anything else were to happen. So
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to scrub these floors. We didn't take any cleaning to it before we left a couple days ago, so if you could get all these stains out, that'd be great. That's part of your pay, isn't it?
Kellen, who I'm assuming probably came with you at this point as well, is like, oh yes, we've got a crew for that.
Excellent.
Excellent, Kellen.
Are you guys thinking
admit,
hardwood
I like you.
floors?
Don't
Tile?
put hardwood floors. Don't go chopping down my trees to put hardwood floors in a cave. You
I like Kellen.
madman.
I feel like he's a long walks on the beach kind of guy.
So that's a no on the hardwood. What about?
No.
Okay. Is there carpet?
Is that really a good idea? Have you seen what the dwarf track's in?
shag rugs?
That's worse.
Everywhere.
It's significant.
Let me remind you that I
But
have
they
a
feel great on
proclivity
my
for
toes.
flames.
Also that.
Tile it is. We'll
With that,
tile.
Nima says, and you should definitely stay out of this room.
Yeah, I know.
Pointing back to the.
As much as I don't want to, I will.
That's fair, actually. Yes.
Hey, or you and the fighter puppy you have in the cleric's cat can go on in there and have a little play date.
I don't think Chewie wants to do that. Chewie, get down from there! What, heavens!
Hey.
So with that, unless there's anything else you want to do or show Nima or Kellen here in the lair.
Nima, if you happen to be curious about going around, here's the different traps that are set up. Don't fall into this water. I haven't trained the sharks properly yet. Don't get shot by the crossbow. We don't really know how it works, but we know that it works.
We found a
Does
lever
work.
to turn it off.
There's
Yeah.
also this steam room that, if properly done right, could dual function as a sauna.
I believe
If
so.
you're
Yes,
interested.
I believe.
She's
probably
kind of
not
like
an issue.
very interesting. I appreciate the heads up, but I for the time being will not be wandering around I will mostly be staying in the cave when I come up here to gather materials for the Firemark facility. So.
Nice.
Well, I believe there might be Brackhill and Wiltux might need our assistance with a few things, so we might go check on them. If you guys are set here, the guard, Kellen, let us know if you have any questions whatsoever.
I was gonna see if the
Kellen has been walking around just like sketching in his like book. He's just like looking like, oh yes, we could put that there. We could take this out, and we could, and he was like total, he's like, let's renovate it. He's like, yes, and today we're renovating a castle.
A castle.
Don't call it a danger cave.
No, he didn't say that. I'm just saying he's just like going in. He's like drawing plans, taking notes. He's very excited.
Like a danger cave. I just jot that down there.
Maybe a sign or something. I have other names that I put for each room, so I'll show you later. So.
But the facility as a whole is danger cave. We've decided. Bod loves it.
Well, it is dangerous.
He's very sarcastic sometimes.
No, we haven't decided. I'm over it, and I'll head out towards back to the Hearth and Hammer.
All right. Well, so go ahead, Lee.
Before we went to do that, I was gonna see Dwarf. Before we go anywhere, I wanted to see if you wanted to spar.
Ooh, we do have a lovely sparring range.
Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the female dwarf? My money's on her taking you.
Talking to you, Taradin.
She's out in like setting up a camp. So
I never pass up another opportunity to increase my battle prowess, even if it is a wee little man like yourself.
Okay.
So you're gonna go down to the the sparring pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No weapons, no magic, just fists.
I'll just take that then, and don't you? I'll hold on to it for you. Don't you worry about a thing.
Well,
and I'm gonna roll with the
good luck,
Beyond
Lee.
To make it easy.
Good luck, Lee, and
so
let him
Nima,
have it, and I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Wait, what?
Roll a. Are you trying to do it secretly, or are you just straight out in the open giving him the bardic
straight up?
All right, then I'll reach over and cast guidance on Thurden.
I don't want your dirty second-hand guidance.
All right, I recant my guidance, and now I blind him. Good luck.
Are you trying to blind him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I swear. You will find me near somewhere in your house if I get blinded.
Okay. All right.
I do work on your air conditioner.
So, okay. So, what we'll do for this is 3 rounds. Okay.
Aye.
And we'll see who does the most damage in 3 rounds.
Okay.
Are we like in the circle? Is this like boxing style?
Yeah, this is total boxing style.
So here's my question.
Nima is sitting there like
him set up.
arms crossed, leaning against the wall in the hallway, like on a bench over there. She's kind of like, oh, boys, and she's waiting. So, okay, so both of you roll initiative.
Now I do have a question.
Okay.
I'm kind of hyping him up, telling him I point my finger over at
Technically, my divine smite says when I hit with a melee weapon attack.
Well, this is the melee weapon. Fist? This is unarmed.
And also no magic.
Yeah.
So when I look at unarmed attack, it says a melee attack.
But it's not a weapon.
But it's not a weapon attack.
I mean, it depends on who's wielding it now.
Have you seen those hands?
It doesn't count.
All right, is roll
mass
initiative?
destruction.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, nice. All right, so Theoden goes first. All right, so you square up in the sand pit there. All right, arms up in your stance. Okay. And hold on, did you guys still have your armor on, or have you taken it off for this fist fight?
I don't have armor.
So
Well, I guess it's help. No. We got the bard over there
Okay.
giving him bardic inspiration. Get over
But do you
that.
have your shield? You're not gonna use your shield. Shield counts as less shield, right?
So
No
no
shield?
shield. No shield. If you're gonna use your fisticuffs, that would be a weapon if you're gonna hit him there.
Go lose 2 of your armor class, there. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean you're using your fisticuffs?
Well, you're gonna have a fist fight, right?
Right.
Then you're not gonna have your shield in your hand,
Unless I just punch him with one hand.
and you're just gonna use. That's not gonna be a fist fight. So your AC is 18 for this fight.
I took my shield off.
So,
yeah.
but you're keeping your armor on. All right. So
Yeah.
you're just like it's like a boxing match at this point. You're not like full on fighting it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
So I just
Theoden,
roll my unarmed strike.
yeah, roll your unarmed strike.
Golly, that didn't hit. I
Oh,
didn't even tell you.
oof. Geez, a +6 to it as well.
That's with a +6, yeah.
Okay. So what was it?
Is an 8.
Okay. So you take a swing, and Lee deftly dodges out of the way. Can you make 2 attacks? You can't make 2 attacks right now, can you?
No. One.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so Lee.
Can you technically swing with an offhand? Oh wow! seriously.
Hold on.
I got an 8 too, right after he rolled an 8. But I do get as my bonus action, I can make a second strike, and that one definitely hits.
I
Okay.
think he might be able to swing a second time with. I know it's not two-handed because he doesn't have anything in the other hand. There's a
Yeah, so
chance
that's
We'll
for
give
a
it-
bonus action.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was-
For the
I was gonna
purposes of
ask, 'cause it
this,
said
for the
that,
purposes
like, I
of
could
this,
do
I'll give you 2.
two-weapon Fighting.
Yeah. For the purposes of this, I'll give you second strike per. Like both of you will
Alright.
have 2 attacks per. So.
Okay, I'll let him go and roll his
That
second
just
one.
handicaps my whole monk benefit.
Well, he doesn't
Not
get, like, his-
necessarily.
You
'cause he
wanted
doesn't-
me to take the shield out of my hand. You did this to yourself.
Truth.
So.
Divine smite with my fist.
His unarmed strikes are not going to be as damaging as yours.
Yeah.
So.
That's not true.
No, you can only do a max of 5. I can do a max of 9.
A monk
but-
thing.
If you do it.
Okay, so roll your second one, Theoden, for round 1.
I'm sitting next to Pete, kind of somewhat announcing that. Oh,
think 21
wow,
hits.
with the second swing, he's
21 hits.
clocked him in his jaw.
Theoden, what
Pete.
was your?
Have you ever seen a
Second
punch
one?
like that?
No, that was my second one. Did
What-
5 damage to him.
No. What was your attack roll?
21.
21.
Oh, you rolled 21 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he rolled a 22, and then
Yeah.
he did 7 points to me, and then I did
Oh, okay,
21
okay.
and did 5 to him.
Good. Okay, so
now I
both of
roll
you.
my next 2.
Okay, so how much damage did you do with your unarmed, Theoden?
He does 5 every time.
I did 5. Yeah, mine's base 5. It doesn't change.
Hold on.
It's just I either hit or I don't. There's no roll. It's literally 5 damage. When I click it, it's gonna give me 5 every
Let's
single time.
Yeah. Because unarmed strikes, unless you have some ability, they're only 1 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't have any other ability
Oh,
to
okay.
make it.
Y'all are telling me this. I'm not sparring anyone. My unarmed does 1 damage.
Mine doesn't even do damage.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'll take you both on.
Okay. And how much was yours, Lee?
His was 7.
Okay.
Which actually benefits me because I have to roll a lot lower to hit him than he has to hit me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
now I do.
So
this is my
now,
second round,
Theoden,
right?
it's your second round. Go for it. 2 attacks.
First one is an 11. What is your
That
armor?
does not hit. 16.
16. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Okay.
no.
All right.
So go ahead and
Just-
roll that.
Are you
for
watching this now,
damage.
Seth?
26 there for those
So
of you
that's
listening.
9 for the first roll.
Okay.
I was a nat 20 for those that couldn't see.
Natural
Yeah.
20 and
22.
26. 22 to hit on this roll.
Oh, why does he
And
have
so-
+6 to his hit?
Because he's a
I
monk.
have +4 to my hit
Yeah.
because I'm a.
You
I
It's
add my
adding
dexterity.
6.
Because so his
Well, I-
whole ability is doing unarmed strikes. Like
Yeah.
that's his way of attacking. Because he's a
That's
monk.
his monk thing.
Oh,
He's got
his hit
challenge.
isn't strength.
No, it's
Yeah,
dexterity
mine is
based.
Dexterity based.
You got challenged to a unfair fight, sir.
Nah,
So-
it's
Eh,
just crappy
yes and
dice.
no.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I
round
mean,
did
honestly, I have better chance of actually beating him than he does of me, if the dice rolled the right way.
Yeah. I did a total of 15 damage that round between the two
Okay.
hits.
Ooh.
I mean, it's over. It's kind of pointless to do it again.
Okay. So you say, all right. So you're gonna call it?
I mean,
call it there
well, the
for
most
now.
I can do is 10, and he's already out damaged
Yeah.
at this point. So
Oh, yeah.
Hey, boys. That was a fight right there.
Wow.
Enjoy that.
This is
All right.
definitely interesting.
Again.
So
But
testing out
again.
reach out
So-
my hand and put my hand out for his.
in the
And I
brotherly
slap it away.
in the
Slap it
brotherly
away.
forearm grip.
Punch him in the face. Let me roll another strength test.
All right.
Yeah,
So
nice.
Nima's over there leaning. She's like, all right. Now that you've gotten that out of your system, can we go home?
No one's
Aye.
keeping you here, lassie.
Well, I rode up here with you.
Aye, well, you can ride the halfling back.
Not transfer.
No.
Look, we've got
She
transportation.
I don't think she knows that the halfling can turn into a. So that
I don't think any of us know at this point. I don't think he knows.
Honestly, I don't.
All
right.
Well, let's
So-
go ahead and head back.
You guys head back down the mountain, and you get
I get
everything
everything in
back.
Pack. I press digitate like a cold something. Make it
Okay.
cold.
Cold
and, like,
something.
Cold
Lee.
shoulder.
You took Lee. You were going
Perfect.
to
Oh,
try
that's
to
perfect.
I just pulled this off my back.
It's
Lee. You're going to try to turn in all those daggers and such. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
or the short swords. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably asking around. You're probably directed to go ahead and turn them in to the barracks to Watchmaster Bram, and he gives you about 5 gold for all of them. I mean, they're kind of rusty, nasty, and they're not really in the business of buying back weapons, kind of thing. It's not necessarily something that they do. They're really just paying you to kind of get them off of the streets at this point.
Lee, are you splitting that amongst the party, or are you wanting to keep all of that yourself?
I'm gonna split it amongst the party.
Aye.
I take a gold coin and I flip a gold coin to each
Keep-
one of them.
Keep mine there, monk, for the amazing fight we just had.
Gotcha.
So I'll take 2 gold.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, because he kind of looked at you just like weirdly, like you just showed up with all these short swords. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll take them.
I mean, weren't they just complaining earlier? That's the reason we couldn't find weapons is because they were in short supply for the army. Now they're complaining
Well,
that we gave them weapons.
It's not that they're in
Come
short
on,
supply.
Watchmaster.
It's that they're all basically only for the army.
Hey, they should probably get some better smiths.
All right, so you guys have turned those in. You have gone back to the Hearth and Hammer. You've turned in the horse cart for now. And you're going to go talk to Brack about work, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey,
So he comes out and it's getting late afternoon at this point. He says, yeah, absolutely. Actually, you definitely have some work for you. As a matter of fact, we had something happen recently. When I say we, I mean just here in Upper Duke. There was an illegally transported beast of some kind. that has gotten loose, and we would definitely appreciate your help trying to reclaim it. It is actually in one of the mines, and so probably I think they've tried to block it off at the moment, but they don't want. I think they don't want anyone to go down there tonight, but I think tomorrow they are going to try to ferret it out. So,
I've got a better idea for you. I got this here halfling that swears he can turn into an animal. We'll just swap him out.
he kind of chuckles and he says, "I think they'll notice the difference." So,
I say,
he says,
Did you say what kind of beast?
Yes. What?
Yes,
Well-
Jace.
What are we looking
what
at
Jace
here?
is saying. Jace,
yes.
thank you.
Um,
A rat.
I don't like
Let's
rats,
see.
but Chewie likes rats.
specifically,
You want a big rat?
let's see.
Jace.
I had to make sure I go ahead and put my shield back on.
Yeah, do that.
That would stink
Really?
if I got into
Really?
combat.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
shield.
I would have let you put it back on. So, okay. So specifically, let's see, where's it at? Yes. So it's commonly, or well, really only known as a rust monster.
I'm sorry.
A rust
what?
monster.
Would my character know what that is?
Roll a nature check.
So I'm going to assume no. Where's nature at? Oh, actually, I would assume yes, because I rolled a 19.
So you have heard of it. It's kind of a monstrous creature, actually, that does live in caves and stuff like that, and it eats metal, basically. It eats different types of metals. Typically, it feeds on ore in caves and stuff like that. So because it was illegally being transported, they don't want it to eat the metal ores in the mines because they want to mine it. So,
Yes. That makes sense.
so he said yes.
Yes,
So
the Rust
yes,
monsters.
we'll
Quite aware.
definitely be able to get you going in the morning. But for now, I think you've earned a bit of rest. And
Yes.
with that, we will end tonight's session. So,
Right.
Woo!
bit of a slow one,
Ooh,
but
no
there was
divine smite.
a little bit of housekeeping in order, both literally
Quite
and figuratively. So,
Like Chewie back there.
but exciting. We will work on work with each of you guys in the Discord over the next, probably it might be a couple weeks before, but we'll try to get some renovations drawn up for your new home.
All right.
All right.
I like it.
So yeah, exciting. You guys got a home. You got some people to guard it, some staff.
Hey,
Yeah. You got a new base of operation to adventure into the world. And it's only the beginning.
yeah,
So-
just kind of looked up what this rust monster is.
Mm-hmm. Don't look too close.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to look those up. Come on now.
Right.
Put it away. Close the window. Close the window.
Definitely had
I'm
it
just-
on stream.
Yeah.
Pulled it
Yeah.
up.
I'm just annoyed by this at this moment.
So
Annoyed by what?
don't say anything.
Annoyed
thank
by
you.
you beating me in a fist fight.
That's the only
All
reason
right.
I wanted to do it.
So
I knew I
lessons
had an unfair
learned.
advantage.
Yes.
If you hear of something, don't go look it up on D&D Beyond.
Yes.
So look it up on not D&D Beyond.
But that's fine.
no.
I'll just have to edit it, and it will be completely different than what you see on there.
Well, the thing is, though,
It's
is
a mutated rust
technically, if we were to roll like, our fellow bard did there, we would know the creature, correct?
He knows of it. He doesn't know everything about it.
If we rolled high enough,
19?
then we might
So
learn new things.
yeah.
There's not much higher that he could roll.
I mean,
There
20.
is. You could also have above a 20. So
That's true.
I told you a lot of information about it. Okay.
No, eats metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
what we all happen to be carrying around with weapons and armor.
This is true.
Hey, not all my stuff is metal. I have a lot.
Fire!
Of wooden
I
and
have
leather.
a lot of magic.
Fire!
All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out during our shopping and brawling and home renovating
At least we had some combat Lee.
episode. Yep. So it's
And
gonna be.
I got to punch Jace.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
true. That's true. I can't believe you rolled a nat 20 on that.
Here's my thing. How
That was
come I
pretty
just
good.
knocked him out of the chair? I should have critted him and knocked him across the stinking tavern there for
Well,
a nat 20.
it's there's
It wasn't a
there's
friendly
still
punch.
I'm
physics.
a bit more sturdy
There's
than
still
you might think.
physics.
I love
Knocking
that I
him
found
knocking
out.
him over is pretty good. So
I love that I found out that my unarmed strikes literally do 0
Yeah.
damage.
Mine does 1.
So I'm gonna punch more people. Just for the fun of it. Can I roll a punch attack on Thurden? Yeah, you hit.
Yeah, nat 20 still does nothing.
That's all right.
Well,
Pete's
that's
only does one as well.
I think if Theoden rolled a nat 20, I think it because it's only for dice roll, and he doesn't roll a dice. So even if he rolled a nat 20, it would still only be a 5.
Oh. That does stink.
Right?
Well, no, because if it's a nat 20, it crits, right? It's two,
Yeah, it would be.
dice.
It would be.
Well, it's
I
2
would say
dice,
10.
but you don't roll
Well,
any dice.
Yeah, but a crit is 2 times what you roll, so it would just
Well,
be 2
yeah,
times
it's-
5.
Well, it's 2 times what you roll, but not 2 times the modifier. So if you crit with a weapon, and you have a 1d6 plus
Well, no,
4,
it's just his damage times 2 is a crit.
it's just a dice roll. It's not all damage.
no, there is still yeah, we can talk about it later. So there's still damage that can be done from an unarmed strike for Rowan
I did the
even.
wrong-
So all right, well, we are ending tonight's session. Thank you all for listening and hanging out. We are so thankful for you being here. Tune in next week, and we'd love to see you there. And Jace, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dr. Heals. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Also on YouTube with 2 channels, youtube.com/thatboldlife and youtube.com/Dr. Heals.
Awesome. And Reborn.
Yeah, you could probably find me over at Jace's house, getting my hammer back and leaving some kind of dung somewhere in his house.
You laugh, but my wife will kill you.
I just blame it on you. But you can find me here on Twitch at
Flip that chat.
twitch.tv/Reborn Crusader.
Awesome. And Lee, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Noah Drew Mathis.
Awesome. And Pete.
I am on Twitter at Colin Kelsey 2, also on Instagram at Colin Kelsey Productions.
Perfect. And Rowan.
You can find me on Twitch. It is twitch.tv/AustinLCG. Or on Twitter, it's _AustinLCG. That's where I'm at the most. So if you want to reach out, ask questions.
Yes,
anything like
you
that,
have
that's
had a
Twitter.
upswing in activity on Twitter the last few weeks. So
I've been
it's
trying
been
to be
good.
on top of it a little bit more.
yeah, I know. All right, and my name is Seth, and you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at WhiteFoxSG, both places. So
You can also
Thank
find Hearth and
you.
Hammer on all those
Yes.
places
All
as
of the
well.
places.
Be sure and hit follow on all those
Mhm.
places on Twitter, on YouTube,
Please do.
anywhere you
Please
listen
do.
to the podcast from, wherever you're at. Hit follow in those
the
places.
we are on Instagram. However, it is Hearth and Hammer D&D because we for reasons. So, All right. Well, once again, thank you for being here, and good night, and God bless.